geek, piping sandy cheeks, patty on the slab at the Krusty Krab. Flip so the patties don't burn, so the crab isn't mad on the back of my spatula. Flip so the patties don't burn, so the crab isn't mad on the back of my spatula.
I would rather tear out my brainstem, carry it into the middle of the nearest four-way intersection, and skip rope with it.
God Almighty's gonna cut him down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a wonderful night tonight. Tonight we have so much fun stuff to discuss. We have Magpul finally doing what it was promised to do nearly a year ago. Congratulations to being late to the curve. We have new Beretta rifles, the Italian Stallion striking back. Also, the Scar decided to be dead for about 2 weeks. And it's back. Cool. Sig, the thing that never happened, happened again, with another Sig doing Sig things, and some other fun little wacky stories. But now that I have satisfied my contractual requirements to have a different voice in every intro monologue for the streams, we can finally get to the rest of the
show. And the other guests, we have Shepard and Richard. How is everybody's night going?
Do not come. Do not come.
How was that for you guys? I don't hear it. So for me, it's perfect.
Oh gosh, it's the worst. That's the worst one.
Yeah. Based in India. And listen, any right-wing girl online is either a Fed or an Indian. That's it. All right. That's all
that
it is.
Twitter update is my favorite thing. It is just genuinely hilarious.
Lots of Mexicans. Yes, the white nationals are considerably browner than I expected.
Oh yes, General White Savior.
You mean Nick Fuentes types? Who would have guessed?
Oh no,
the guy with the Mexican name.
He's white. He has a Spanish name. He's he's not the whitest person out there. They're like honorary white people. Spanish people are like honorary white people. They're technically European, right? At least they're not a Moor, right? Come on. What separates man from animals, right?
A stone's throw.
The Mediterranean, good sir.
Same thing.
Well, we have a sponsor of tonight, and by a sponsor, I mean literally shepherd, and
Oh yeah.
with a huge payout of exactly $0. But why don't you go ahead and tell us all about the Legionary apparel,
Yeah.
which I may or may not have been bribed to wear a shirt tonight. I
Yeah,
definitely did
I
not.
bribed him by giving it to him for free.
Yeah,
I would have
you
given
said
you
it to
one
me.
too. I would have given you one too, Richard, but you're never on camera.
Yeah, it would have done any good. It's bad marketing right there.
Well, thanks for pulling up the website and having it handy. That's really handy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, me and some boys are starting a business, kind of starting in the realm of athletic and activewear. Although this is more athleisure, I think. This is just what our initial supplier had that we could do. Go in a little bit of a Rome LARP. Nice comfy tees, nice comfy hoodies, and then doing pre-orders because we're trying to stay debt free. We are for the time being, a usury free company.
Based.
So yeah, we're
Mega
doing
based.
pre-orders. The price.
Well,
you
so
see
they
right
say
there
in
is-
stock. So if I buy this
Yes.
right now, when do I get it?
The goal is December 19th. I can't 100% guarantee that
Okay.
because we're going to be taking orders until probably the end of Cyber Monday. Then we're going to close orders, send the number of orders off to our supplier. They're going to ship that to us once it's done, and then we're going to ship them out to you guys. So
yeah,
Oh,
do something
fingers crossed.
reflecting on Carthage. Yeah, I
That's a
came,
great
I
idea,
salted,
actually.
I left, or
Ooh,
something
that's a good
like
idea.
that. Yeah.
I like
yeah.
that. We've
For
got,
sure, but
I've got-
Legionary apparel. I have been wearing this shirt several times since I've gotten
I
it. I've
know.
had it for what, 2 weeks or so?
they're-
Taken
they're
it to the
fine,
gym
yeah.
a couple times. It is a very comfy, very good fit. You guys have a unit out of Florida doing the work on them, right?
Yeah. They're our current supplier. I mean, the goal eventually is to be able to do our own printing and even manufacturing of blanks in house, but that's years away. But yeah.
Complaining, Rads comes in. The first thing he does is complain about the round circles.
Can athletic shirts be saved by athletic people, or does that come after the pre-order?
yeah. The athleticism takes a lot longer. Which is also technically pre-ordering, Just,
Well, here's the deal. My COO just did a 500 some odd pound deadlift, and if you wear Legionary apparel stuff and go to the gym regularly,
it's
and
at least plus 10 pounds on all your PRs. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Plus
also
10 pounds on
deadlift.
all PRs.
Yeah.
All
But yeah,
right,
I'm really happy with how our logo turned out. The shirts are fantastic, super comfy.
yeah,
Love 'em.
it's a good comfy fit. Check them out for a base
Yeah.
company that doesn't hate you and might actually have good Christian
Yeah.
values rather than tell you that they do while banging 4s and 5s on the side. I mean, there could be a couple companies out there like that, or even more degenerate, debaucherous behavior. I mean, you could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
Oxide for all we know, right?
I introduced my
Yeah.
COO to Austin because I knew they'd get along
Mhm.
like that, and I was right. They're 2 peas in a pod immediately.
That's good. It's good to have good people in the industry. Yeah, next up, $80 camo
No.
Bible.
No, so
Oh, no?
no, never. Not in a million years would I like. Here's the deal: the gospel's free. Period. End of story.
There we go. It's fair enough. So I won't catch you doing a $120 custom
No.
engraved M81 Bible anytime soon. Fine.
No. You might see some silly things like that, but it's probably going to be like replica Roman soldier armor. I
Now,
would love to
something
stock
else.
that on our website.
Something else that we can talk about real fast. So everybody loves the RXMs, the Ruger RXM, one of the actual only Glock killer. Well, I should say the only Glock killer is Glock by shooting themselves in the foot repeatedly, right? The Gen V is out. Okay, so I went to my local Shields to see if they had a Gen V in stock that I could buy and just play around with. The only ones they had in were the 19Cs, so the ported 19s, right? And they wanted like $750 for them. So
No,
I was
that
like,
comes pre-installed Switch, right?
no, yeah, no switch in that one. Unfortunately, that's you got to spend $20 and wait 2 weeks to get the Alibaba approved switches for the Gen Vs. But yeah, it's like $750, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna pick up a Gen V just to say that. Hey, guess what? It's basically the same thing as the Gen 5. But Ruger, very popular for a long time. They're really cheap too, like $350, $399 most of the time.
Even on
It's a
like store,
Good.
like in the stores, I've seen them for $350. Not just hunting for deals online.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Below
You know,
four.
it's a pretty darn good value, and I see why people like it. They all come optics cut from the factory, so you don't have to deal with the stupid MOS system. Their optics mounting system is okay, it's fine, nothing special. But you have Magpul grips, and then you have, of course, Ruger's doing most of the other stuff, I would imagine. However, it's always been a 19 size until now. They finally brought out the full size grip nearly 10 months later, 11 months later, since these things actually launched. And now you can get your full size grips, which will make it effectively what, a 45. So you get your 17 frame and your 19 slide. Pretty neat. And now all Ruger needs to do is come out with interchangeable long slide versions or 17 length slides, and you got everything. You got your 19, your 17, your 45, and your 47, it would be, I want to say.
The only other thing that they would need to do then would be make a mag weld that you can push a pin and swap out your different lengths, right? One grip with two different.
Well, no, I don't think so, because listen, Richard, these grips are $40. They're dirt cheap. The grips are dirt cheap. They're $40. So
they were only $40. I thought
they
were like
on Magpul's website. They're $40. They're
okay.
Cheap, dude. So it's like at that point, why make it two pieces when the whole grip is $40, right? You might as well have a second grip at that point.
Yeah, the couple companies who I have seen do that, they're like $29 a piece for that. So shit, for $40.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but that's what the Gen 6 is going to be. The Gen 6 is going to be a two-piece grip, so you can swap out to different lengths or mag welds or whatever else that it might be. So that'll probably also be at SHOT Show. So for all of you Ruger stands out there, right now they only have the gray in stock, but I'll pull this up here.
Did the black sell out? It was in stock this morning.
The black is sold out. The only one that's left is the gray right now, which it's a decent looking grip. It's nice. It's basically a Gen 5 frame for the most part.
Like a Keltec.
I don't know, man. All Glock polymer guns look the same to me. You know, I'm not racist, but it's just hard for me to tell them apart sometimes. Not very distinctive. I see Guns, Gas, and God trying to threaten me, extorting me for my music playlist, which will happen eventually. Do not worry. Someday, soon. They have only promised it for like the last 3 months, which means that surely it's going to happen any day now. Now, it's funny that
has been promised to me for 3,000 years.
Now, it's funny that we have the Legionary apparel on the show. But then we also have Beretta coming out with the Praetorian rifle, which is already picked up by the French Secret Service, GIGN, right?
Yeah, I think this is replacing the Bren 2 in 7.62 by 39, I think.
I'm going to say it. I just looking at this thing, it's kind of cool. It looks different than basically everything else on the market. The way that the receiver extends and locks in with these huge chunks. You have this, I don't even know what steel bit this is next to the ejection port. If that's just a shell deflector or if that's like also a forward assist. Because I think that flips out and you can push it forward with that, I think. It's a very, very, very strange device. Because I'm pretty sure, it unclips and you can then slam the whole thing forward. So you have a forward assist shell deflector wombo combo, which is crazy. That's the ammo. Yeah, it's just a novel looking rifle, fully ambi. You got adjustable gas block. It's some sort of piston. And they're all coming with these, I believe it's a 12.5 and 6.5 Grendel. So all you Grendel fanboys out there got to be very happy. Superior cartridge being adopted worldwide. It's coming. Don't worry. And you have these really short, fat micro cans on them for a 12.5. Now, Rad says 14 pounds. I bet you it's about 10. For a 12.5 naked is probably about 10 pounds with the suppressor on there. Very, very chunky rifles. Now, let's see. Beretta NARP Praetorian, which is a cool name for a rifle as well. They get points for that. Chambered in 6.5 by 39. Grendel has been selected by France's GIGN. Although Grendel weapons need a 24-inch barrel to match 7.62, that's simply not true. You're never going to match 7.62 with 6.5 Grendel. There's just not enough powder there at longer ranges. Although, to be fair, when we're talking about extended ranges, 6.5 Grendel does hold up really well, generally speaking. You do get really good 6.5 bullets. You have decent BCs, but they lack in velocity. Not a lot of velocity, which is why 6 arc is a little better, a little flatter at those extended ranges. Even with that, looks like a 12.5-inch barrel. This will comfortably overmatch 5.56. Kind of. I still like 5.56, but I think it is interesting that they are actually branching out, and they did not specifically did not go with 6 arc. They went with 6.5 Grendel instead, which, I mean, why not have both? But I guess if you're the GIGN and you're using this in, although is the GIGN, are they counter terrorists?
Yeah.
So they're not. It kind of makes sense to go with a 6.5 versus a 6 arc because you're worried about terminal performance and not, 800 yards, 700 yards shooting. You're going to be worried about how much energy can I put on target inside of 300 yards, right? And in that application, 6.5 Grendel, a lot bigger bullets, a lot better bullet selection as well, and it's already made by basically everybody out there.
Well, how many 6 arc manufacturers are there in Europe?
PPU, and I'm not familiar with all the other European brands that are out there, but SNB, I'm sure, makes 6.5 Grendel. PPU, Privy makes it, I'm sure. And I mean, is Privy French?
I don't know. I think
Privy Partisan is PPU.
Yeah, they're the same.
Well, wait, isn't SNB French? Am I crazy? Or are they?
No, Cellular and Below is Czech.
Czech, okay.
It sounds French because it's Cellier and
right,
and
yeah,
Below.
Cellier and Below, as Paul Harrell always used to say.
Yeah,
but
Cellier
you could. Will this ever come to the U.S. market?
I hope.
No.
Well, that exact
it would
package,
be cool.
no.
All right. Well, how long did it take the APX? Is it Beretta has the ARX, right? That's their fish gun. Beretta ARX or APX?
The APX is the pistol version.
Right. The Beretta ARX. That took forever to come to the U.S. market.
Yeah.
So
didn't
price
sell well
tag,
either.
no idea. Expect $3,000 like minimum for this sort of rifle. Now, it looks like the handguard are also QD. They have this big old lever that looks like it locks in place. So you flip it out, twist it, and the whole handguard comes off so you can switch to different handguards. I never really get the point of that. I get the point of quick barrel swaps for machine guns, but for like an individual rifle, an individual like fighting infantry style rifle, like swapping out your handguards in a hurry doesn't seem to be a big priority. I do like the way that the handguard locks into the upper receiver. It's almost monolithic, not quite. So it probably makes it easier to service. If you need to do something with the piston or swap out the gas block or whatever else it might be, it makes servicing it really easy rather than a monolithic system. But looks cool.
I think it's twofold. I think one, it is servicing, but it's also probably manufacturing as well, because it just makes you can install variable handguard lengths on different receivers.
That's also fair too. Yeah, if you have 12.5, 16-inch, 20-inch, because I mean theoretically you could also just have this in 6 arc and a 20-inch rifle.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's the whole that's the reason the gun market's constantly pushing modularity. It has very little to do with consumer end, because a grunt in the field is not going to be barrel swapping in the middle of a field, right? You're not going to be barrel swapping your rifle all that often. You're probably just going to buy the one rifle and the one caliber. But if you can make it modular, it makes manufacturing way easier.
Now, that last picture, am I correct in that they're developing a special 6.5 round for the GIGN?
Well, I'm not sure. Swiss P, I don't know who this guy is, but they have the 120 grain AP round. Kind of cool. 120 grain FMJ, which is the standard. Everybody's going to get that. And then the 123 grain ST sticks, which I imagine is probably their long range projectile. So they have a little bit of everything. But the AP round, I haven't really seen 6.5 AP rounds. You don't have that much velocity, so you got to have something that's really hard or a special design on there. But
that'll be
6.5 Grendel's a good round. You know, as long as you can get it to feed with a magazine system, and I imagine their bolt is actually designed for 6.5 Grendel rather than an AR-15 bolt. So
I think the biggest hangup's just going to be like getting a good mag for it.
What was the fourth round there, though?
It was just sitting on the.
It's just the AP
sticker
again.
It looks like the black tip. So it's just sitting there. I don't know.
I really want to play around with Grendel in the field. I want to do some Paul Harrell style ammunition evaluations with Bucky in our channel that we're working on.
Yeah. Yeah, heck
It'd
yeah.
be fun.
Do some meat tests with 6.5 Grendel versus
Yeah.
6 arc, so you can definitively prove that 6 arc is inferior. You can validate Hop's talking points that 6 arc or 6.5 Grendel hits harder.
I mean,
goes
maybe.
longer.
I'm not really worried about that. I'm interested in it as like just as an interesting alternative to 5.56 and like a fighting carbine personally.
Well, it's between 7.62 by 39, which isn't really here in the US anymore, and it's quite expensive, and 6.5 Grendel, which somebody asked in chat, like, hey, what does 6.5 Grendel go for? Let me pull it up right now.
Last I checked, you can get
75
ball.
cents around.
Really? Last I checked, you could get ball for 65 cents from Cellular and below.
6.5 Grendel, it's about 60 cents around, so it's pretty expensive. 7.62 is around 45 on the low end. So, but 6.5 Grendel is a good performing round. 6.8 SPC is another interesting one that just kind of died, but I think 6.5 Grendel will be around for a little bit longer. 6 arc there is no ball round really for 6 arc, so 6 arc is probably 80 cents on the low end.
Yeah, I was who was it? Quantum Ballistics back when he was in the server. He was selling me on 6 arc, and I the only reason that I wouldn't jump on 6 arc is just that there isn't a semi-affordable ball.
Yeah, so the reason I like,
because they both activate my hipster lizard brain, where it's just like, oh, it's different just for the sake of being different. I
like 6 arc as purely a recreational shooting round, or like a PRS style round, where it's low round count and you're shooting targets at extended ranges in an AR-15 size platform. I really like it for that, because match 6 arc is like $1.25 a round, and that's the same price for every match round out there basically. So if you're only shooting long range target style shooting, which is what I do with 6 arc, it's pretty good for that. But if you're like, I want a fighting rifle, nope, don't. You are going to be able to afford it. That's very expensive, triple the cost of 5.56.
Yeah, I want to get A3. I think they're called Industries now. They're aluminum bullpup chassis and the CMMG upper in 6.5 Grendel.
Well, and another thing, that if you're looking just at cost per round, you're basically back at 308 with 6.5 Grendel.
Yeah.
Right. With, way less capability.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are some positives for if you have 308 money, I think there are some reasonable reasons to go for Grendel. Mostly just like the size of the card, or size of the platform itself.
Well, yeah, it's much lighter, right? Yeah. It's way lighter. So that's the advantage of it. Now, speaking of things that are probably not lighter, Scars are back in business. All right. Scar FN discontinued the Scar 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. And then basically instantly accidentally released pictures of the new Scar. Now, somebody put these up on Gunbroker. These were not the listing, but just the pictures up on Gunbroker. So, accidental marketing leak, because they had already said that something was coming new at SHOT Show. But what we're seeing right here is allegedly the new Scar, and it looks like they're coming back in the 16-inch and the 20-inch, 20S version, basically. So we have the new Scar, which looks kind of cool. It's very, very similar. We still have our UGG boot iconic stock at the back with a couple little updates. Our receiver looks much the same, again, with a couple little updates. The one major change is it looks like the lower handguard is sleeved in the upper receiver and then bolted in place, which is very strange. So, they all switch to, because I have an old Scar right here. This Scar has a 2-bolt lockup at the back, where it looks like all of the new Scars are going to be a 3-bolt lockup at the back, aka 20S style. And it's a sleeved M-lock handguard versus a static quad or whatever else you would have on there from the factory. It does look like it has a nice cutout for your adjustable gas block. Hopefully they gave you more than 2 positions so that you can actually use it with a suppressor without voiding your warranty. Also, can any one of you tell me what the Scar happens to be missing anywhere on the upper receiver?
Oh, yeah.
Like literally nowhere. There are no
No.
vents whatsoever. It is a solid chunk of aluminum up there. There's like even in the jackal or the original jackals, they didn't have a lot of cuts up top, and so later iterations they started adding ventals at the top of the handguard to let some of that heat go. This has none of that, and it looks like again it has this sleeved handguard that slides in place and then gets bolted in. Is what it looks like. I don't know if that's how it's actually worked because nobody has one of these, as far as I know.
We'll find out at SHOT this year.
It looks
Maybe.
kind of neat, but there are, well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they just straight up said they're going to have a new evolved Scar. They might even call it the Scar Evolved or the Evolves or
gosh.
something silly like that, you know? But yeah, no ventilation holes whatsoever. None. Now, I'm not sure what these screws are for. If these are also for the upper receiver or the lower handguard, or if they're for something internally, like are they the stop, because usually this is a long stroke piston, so this is all full, if it's anything like the original Scar, of a just humongous block of steel on the inside, which it doesn't look like they've changed much. Hopefully they've lightened it a little bit, but this entire thing is just a huge chunk of steel in the original Scar anyways. And for what it's worth, it looks like they've also added a paddle ambi bolt catch slide or bolt release. There we go. So you guys can see that's a big ambi paddle
Ooh.
right there.
I don't like that. I can see that going very wrong.
Well,
and
then on the other side, you still have the ambi magazine release, just like you did on the original one. It looks like it still takes the older Scar fire control units. So it doesn't look like it takes AR fire control units, which would actually be a big improvement if they did allow them to take AR fire control units. Again, you can see on the upper receiver. Now, what's interesting here on the 20S, on the long range version, it looks like they went with 5 bolts, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Interesting. I mean, it's still just an extruded aluminum screw build for 3K.
Yeah, well, you say 3K as if
you're right.
The outgoing ones weren't just selling for $3,500.
You're right. It's extruded aluminum. That's the most insulting thing about the Scar. As much as I love it for the video game vibes, it's literally a gun built to be made as cheaply as possible and as fast as possible, and they want like 4K for it or more. And it's just like, okay,
I wonder what the U.S. military was paying for their units per unit cost on them.
Who knows?
Yeah, but you can see it's got the big old paddle there for your bolt catch, which is like, all right, something. And yeah, just a very interesting looking rifle. This is a 5.56 version, so the Scar 16, Scar 17, they're coming out. They're going to be bringing you all the different calibers that you want. Probably 5.56, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor at launch, something like that. It would be cool if they decided to chamber one of their Scars in the new 6.5x43 lick round, right? Because FN also has the LICC, what is it? The lightweight intermediate caliber carbine, something like that. So if they wanted to try 6.5x43 in a Scar, could be cool. Yeah. Almost as bad as the Spear. No. The Spear is far worse. Because the one thing that was nice about the original Scar is like, I have the 308 behind me. 7.8 pounds naked from the factory, dude, for a 308 battle rifle. Makes it one of the lightest, 308s on the planet. As far as reliability, they're pretty good. They have quirks with destroying optics, and maybe that's something they've fixed with the new versions, but aesthetically, I don't hate it. I think the new handguard looks much better.
Yeah,
I think it looks like a modern rifle. It's sad that it took them 20 years to update the handguard, right? It looks like a modern fighting rifle. I'll say that. Now, if they can keep the weight under 8 pounds or right at 8 pounds for the 308, 7 pounds roughly for the 5.56 version, people are going to eat it up. I'm sure it doesn't have a reciprocating charging handle. Surely they've fixed that in the Gen 2. They've carried that over to whatever they're going to call this new Scar. But yeah,
I just hope it uses the same lowers so I can grab one of their large frame ones and then swap the lowers to something that takes SR25 mags and AR triggers.
That would be interesting because I know, yeah, they make aftermarket lower so you can take AR fire control units, right?
You can almost build an entire SCAR without a single OEM part.
Well, the only thing you need is a receiver, right?
No, you can buy receivers, aftermarket receivers.
Oh,
You can
interesting.
literally. I think the only thing you would need are like all the little bits and baubles, like the little pins and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can basically build out an entire SCAR without buying a single OEM FN part.
I mean, that's what happens when it's all extruded aluminum and screws, basically.
Yeah.
You know, because there's like what 25 screws holding this thing together, especially on the upper receiver. It's a lot of screws, but maybe they're properly torqued, unlike the PSA Jackal. So maybe they'll stay in place. You never know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
For a $4,500 MSRP rifle plus or whatever it ends up being, it better be torqued properly.
Oh yeah, actually, let me check. Let me check Gunbroker right now to see what outgoing SCAR 17s are going for.
Probably too much still.
Yeah, I guarantee you it is something funny.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Come on. You already go away. My gosh. I hate all the pop-ups now on websites. SCAR 17s, let's see. 36, 35, 34, 4, 38, 35, 36, 35, 35, 37. What about a 20S? What is the 20S going for?
I like the 16S, the 16.5 or 16 and a quarter chrome lined 6.5 model.
The 20, which is the one I would want, the 20 and 6.5 Creedmoor's 45, 45, 6, 4, 4.5, 4.5, 3 with 5 mags, but it's Cerakoted. Somebody messed with theirs. But I mean, that's a starting bid of 3K.
Oof.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's gonna go up.
Yikes, bro. Yeah. Eugene Stoner was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. True. I mean, it's going to be the same price as a lot of your H&K, MR556, your B&T APC 223 Pros or whatever they call those things, or the new Beretta Praetorian or anything like that. Beretta.
Pietro Beretta.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and coming up, we're going to talk about SIG accidentally SIGing someone, which we'll talk about because I have somebody who was on the inside who was able to tell me a thing or two about the multiple SIG incidents at USAA. But before we do, Sabardic Psycho. Company. Yeah, my wife's too. Sabardic Psycho for 5 says, I'm SIG and tired of these SIGcidents. SIG should be sigorously investigated. It's a sigorous problem.
What's up?
Thank you.
My SIGers.
Thank you, Sabardic Psycho. The Light Sport for 2 says TSD. All right. Thank you for that, sir. Bulge Deep, member for 9 months. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Gate and Lay. We're always a little late, but I mean, we get paid to be late, right? Amorite Boy for 2 says late and gayer than the Greeks from Athens.
You guys incentivize this behavior by giving.
Yeah, I know. It's like, come on, you keep giving single moms food stamps. What do you think? They're gonna not be single moms, and then you pay them more per kid they have? What do you think is gonna happen? I'm just like a single mom. All right, you guys incentivize me to be late, therefore I continue to be late. It's only when you withhold it, and then you only pay me if I'm on time. That's when I would be incentivized to be on time.
It's like gamers complaining about bad video games, and then they buy a trillion copies of the game every time.
Well, every Call of Duty player is like, hey, this game sucks. How long did you play it? Oh, 140 hours. It's like, yeah. All right. Did you buy the battle pass? Yes, of course. The season pass. Yeah. Of course. All right, bro.
Pre-orders is the worst too. It's like, I'm going to buy a product that the company can't deliver.
Well, it's not only that, but it's like, promise. If you ask them, oh, is it going to be ready day one? No, of course not. It's like, what? Then why did you buy the pre-order?
I'm not even pre-ordering Metroid Prime 4, which is the only video game I've actually been excited about in decades.
Based. Vandalite for 5 says the P320 is a safe platform and I recommend it to shooters new and old alike. All of these NDs are a result of user error. Wow. Art Vandalite took the new job as the SIG spokesman. Sorry, Phil Strader's out of a job. Vandalite's doing a good job. Thank you, sir.
I trust Vandalite more than Strader. That's probably me to say. I'm sure Strader.
Strader seems like a nice guy. Vandalite for 2 says, Richard, clip that. Oh, you were trapping me. Oh, I see. Darn you, Vandalite. The Light Sport for 2 says, John, can the AI singing call me a good boy, please? It could probably.
Probably call you a good boy, but you would have to pay a lot more money for that.
I'm totally not an e-girl. Thank you, Lightspore. Appreciate that, sir. Jeff Colhoun becomes a YouTube channel member. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you much. I'm a right boy for 2 says, I would like more shanties for morale. Yeah, you know, it's 50-50. The audience loves and hates the shanties, but I'm sure they'll be back. Do not worry. Thank you, Am I Right Boy. Polly B for 5 says, why, thank you. Timing your lateness to my commute and a cigarette break. Yeah, all for you, Polly. Glad to help, sir. Lightsport for 2 says, based in Cebu, but I'm still going to Agartha. Well, I'm too dark to go to Agartha, so you have a good time there, brother. I'll be stuck outside the gates looking in. Bryce Kimball for 5 says, for the voice changer. This voice changer?
Yeah, you like that? For $5. I can tell you like
A lot. Thank you, Bryce. Todd Dog says, here's $2. Go buy a razor and finish shaving. What are you saying, sir? Dude, I walked outside of the bathroom after shaving, right? He's like, what, 13 months, 14 months? And he just looks up at me like, mild concern. I walk towards him and he like starts backing up.
Something's
Strange
not right
children.
with Dad. What has happened?
Something's wrong. Lightsport for 5 says, can the athletic shirts be advertised by athletic people or does that come after the pre-order? Yeah, I mean, Shepard, who's going to be modeling these? Bucky?
It's so mean. I love Bucky. Honestly, probably your COO.
Okay.
Or I'll just like talk to fit-looking people in the gym. Like
just get your girlfriend to do it. You know,
I don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, we'll get somebody's girlfriend to do it. Just e-girl marketing. It works every time.
It
Speaking
does
of
work every
e-girls,
time.
Focus Trip's wife for 5 says, can that be my new uniform? The maid's outfit is itchy. Well, you asked for it, dear. So it's also probably the mice down in the basement making it itchy. Noob Actual for 2 says, I have returned. Well, hey, man, I hope you're doing well out there. I need to get you on one of these shows sometime, bro.
Didn't he just
hang out and chat? Yes, he got married, and yeah, he has Noob Actual. If you don't know, he has a very wholesome channel, so you should go check it out.
I will have to. I know he pops up in the thing every once in a while. Congrats, Noob Actual. Belated, but congrats nonetheless.
Guns, Gas, and God for 10 says, the last super chat, until you fulfill your promise that was made to create the playlist of music. Do a better, Mr. Anti-Grift. Considering the amount of asks or super chats, I'd argue you are the grift. I mean, maybe being anti-grift is the grift, right? If you just give people what they want, eventually they just keep paying you. And then you hold out, and then you get, you know, it's like a game of tug of war or something, tugging something. Chud McGill for 2 says, Richard Gassy, a useless size frame with the barrel. Oh, are we talking about the 12.5?
Or the...
I think he's talking about the Praetorian.
No, I remember that came through during the Glock.
Oh, the 45? You don't like the 45, bro? Like, I like a full-size grip. I don't need a full-size grip, but I prefer more grip because I want to, like, if I'm actually shooting the thing, right? Not just concealed carry, but if I'm actually shooting the thing, I want the 17-round mags anyways, and I want them to flush fit because I'm autistic, okay? Thank you, Chud. Oh, wait, Chud for 2 says, smoked a mully back with my 6.5 Grendel yesterday. 6.5 Grendel Master Race. Hey, that is mega base, good sir. Heck yeah. Thank you, Chud. I hope you enjoy that. Dante Respector for 10 says, last week you stated the Radian ADAC lower didn't have ambi bolt hold open feature. You hold the mag release while pulling the charging handle back and boom, the bolt is held open. Usury is sin and gay. I thought the ADAC only had the bolt release though, because if you hold it, doesn't that just drop it? Unless I'm confused about how the ADAC lower works.
He's saying that you hold the mag release, not the bolt, which is stupid in my opinion, because then you have to.
But what if I didn't want to drop the mag? Yeah, what? Because I can lock the bolt back with the mag still in the gun. I mean, that's something. That's something, but interesting. You hold the mag release while pulling the charging handle back. That's crazy. Thank you, Dante. All right. Noob Actual for 2 says $1.10 a round on fast ammo for match. Talking about 6.5 Grendel or 6 Arc or 5.56 because they're literally all around $1. It's around for good match ammo. So I appreciate it.
Match ammo is all built in similar batch levels, and the economy scales are pretty similar regardless of cartridge.
most of the time. The only ones that are like really expensive are for some reason 6.5 Creedmoor, the large ones, right? So if you get into like 6.5 Creedmoor and 308, usually for good match ammo, you're about $1.50 all the way up to $2 or $3 in some cases for the bigger ones. But for AR-15 size platforms, $1.10, $1.25 for good ammo is usually about the top end.
Fair enough.
Slimy Chud for 2 says thoughts on 6 Max from Sons of Liberty Gunworks. Well, it takes AR-15. No, it doesn't. It takes AR-15 bolts, which is cool. So it's better in that regard. It is a little bit inferior to 6 arcs in terms of case capacity, but I like it in concept because you use slightly different magazines and it's a barrel swap and then you're good to go. So you can maintain the same bolt, which I like. So I think it has a big advantage over 6 arc in that way. It's a good round, all right? But if it actually existed in the wild.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
You need special mags for 6 Max?
Right? Don't you for 6 Max? Because it uses the 350 Legend case.
Right, but the
so it sits
350
longer.
Legend mag is just a standard AR-15 mag that has the ribs removed in the front. So you should be able to use a regular...
Well, right. So you would need the 350 Legend specific magazine with the rib removed in the front, right? No?
No, because that rib's removed for the case, the case space.
Because the neck, it's straight.
Right, because it would be necked in the 6 Max, of course. So
right,
I mean, if you use the standard mags, then that's fine. Biggest problem with it, regardless of even if it's the same mags, biggest problem regardless is that it doesn't actually exist in the wild. You can't buy it. So like it sounds really cool in concept, just like 6.5 by 43 lick, right? But doesn't exist. So, you know, it works great in my head. How about that, Slimy Chud? That's a great name, by the way, Slimy Chud. Baseball Kid for 5 says, when will Jordan Jereb be back on? First super chat on here. Oh, that's very nice. I work for the FBI. I am a federal informant. Thank you. Well, Jordan can come back on when we have a topic. I mean, he's really fun to just chat about. So he can come on for a variety stream at some point and he'll just dominate the conversation and we'll all have a good time. So
About or with? Those are not the same thing, sir.
Well, yeah, we'll be laughing next to him.
That's fair.
They're not laughing at us. They're laughing next to us. Weekend Gunner for 10 says, why do you as a man want an LPVO? So you can look at men variably. Listen. Men come in all different shapes and sizes and different distances. So if I want to accurately engaging men, little sus, but having that variable magnification for those varying men can be very useful, all right?
And I think it's retarded and gay. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Weekend Gunner. Also a great website. You guys should go check out Weekend Gunner and you can get mega base hoodies. Speaking of mega base, though, understand for once for $50. Absolutely ridiculous. Says, man, I'm at work. I don't have time. I'm just here to pay for some good content. I got to consume over the years from you. Keep honest reviews coming. And Jesus is king, Megabase, and he is coming soon. That's it. I'm going back to work. Well, you have a great rest of your night doing the work that we don't here on this degenerate show. But thank you very much for that, sir. I hope you have a great day at work. And yes, Christ is king and coming back. So repent.
Speaking of Christ is king, keep an eye on the Legionary apparel around Easter time.
Heck yeah. I'm sure we got some new logos and designs coming, but no, extremely generous of you, sir. Extremely generous. I'm glad work is going well for you that you can afford big super chats like that. New Backroll for 5 says, I really appreciate you guys. New video coming soon. Let me know what you want to have me on and I'll work around my schedule. Well, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's pretty easy for me. 8 p.m. Central. So yeah, I always forget. I'm like, I should have somebody on. Oh yeah, New Backroll. So yeah, we'll get you on. Don't worry about it. Also over on Ko-Fi, I saw one come through. Lightspore, total nibber death, I think is what that says. Hey, if your toilet was sentient, would you rather it be happy every time you poop or violently hate you? I would rather it be happy, because even though I find it disgusting and degenerate, at least it would be happy rather than sad. You know, it's like, would you rather an Indian be happy he's throwing the poop around or mad that he's throwing the poop around? It's like, well, I guess at least he's happy. You know, I don't want him over here, but at least he can be happy over there doing his thing. You know, I suppose. That's how I think
Worshipping
about it.
demons that make them think that cow feces is sacred or whatever.
Honestly, it checks out. It checks out. You know, maybe you should stop the demon worshipping, and maybe poop won't be such an attractive fragrance for you guys. What I'm saying, you know, comes with the territory.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, hey, how about this story? We've never seen this one before. His gun just went off. Guard says that his SIG P320 fired unexpectedly at USAA guard gate. Now, I saw this in the Discord because somebody shared it there. I clipped it like right away. I edited it down. And what's super funny is everybody just posted my footage of it. So like Ben just literally screen recorded my recording of it and then put it on his Instagram and YouTube. But I have the original, okay? I did the editing for it. I just find it funny. It's just funny that everybody like literally just screen recorded my editing of the clips to use without credit, by the way. Oh, I'm so angry. Not that it was my footage to begin with, right? But it's just funny that it's
on Twitter.
Dude, he's so funny.
So funny.
Some of it's so bad, dude. I'm just like, it's not boomer tier. It's like Gen X sometimes, the responses to like women. And he ratioed that girl, by the way, on that girl was saying, look at what women have to deal with. What do men have to deal with? And he just responds women.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, classic.
I had a similar, like one of my most liked tweets was something similar. I think Carl Benjamin from Sargon of Akkad posted like about, I think it was during it was like, no, some lady posted if men didn't exist, what would women need men to protect them from? And I said other women.
Literally anything anything heavier than 25 pounds. How about that?
Yeah. What do you,
For
if men
months.
didn't, yeah, never mind, sorry.
Yeah.
I've uncovered
That could be a whole
case
stream.
after case of 6-hour P320s allegedly firing without a trigger pull. Now another incident, this time at USAA's Guard Gate 4 in San Antonio. It was a routine shift. A security officer stepped.
Worry not, we will get to the close-ups and the intense dissection of the footage, and we will give you the truth that 6 hours hiding from you, okay?
out of the guard shack, and suddenly his pistol explodes against the concrete. Another uncommanded discharge, and more concerns about a weapon trusted by millions. This is security.
By the way, that trusted by millions number changes on the daily. All right, it's been trending in the downwards direction. Let's just say that. All right, it used to be a lot more.
Gate 4 at the USAA campus in San Antonio on March 18th, 2025. Watch closely as the security officer steps out of the guard station. Here it is again.
One of my coworkers, Chuck Soros, came out of the guard shack, and immediately as he exited the guard shack, his gun just went off.
Officer Chuck Searle's service pistol discharged. You can see the concrete explode as the bullet hits the sidewalk. What was your first reaction to that?
We didn't know what happened.
Matthew Gill was one of the security guards on duty that day.
My coworker.
All right, here we go. Now, I know my chat is kind of biased, let's say, all right? But I'm going to say, trust the P320, yes or no? Just to kind of gauge my audience. Now, I know my audience is a little rough, but we'll just say, trust the P320, yes or no?
And before you guys vote on that poll, I just want you to see one thing.
Testicular torsion!
Well, he's very lucky. He's very lucky because there have been 2 incidents at this facility. One of them, the man did get shot through his leg. Not on this one, though. Just concrete, some shrapnel, some other stuff, but nobody actually got seriously hurt.
I had a burning sensation on his arm, and I had a burning sensation on my face. And when I pulled out whatever was there, it was metal. It was a shrapnel.
Gill says their USAA-issued service pistols are Sig Sauer P320s. He says Officer Searle's P320 went off without a trigger pull.
Officer Searle said that, man, my gun just went off. And he was like just freaking out, like hands up in the air. And, you know, we were just dumbfounded. We didn't know what to do.
Why are they all just standing around? Like, are they... I feel like if a gun gets shot, even like if it's your buddy over there, you would go check your buddy. or be like, hey, what's going on here? Like, what just happened? Did you just pull the trigger? Are you an idiot? Like, did somebody shoot at you? What's going on? Right? Like, I figure like there should be some more motion going on, right? Can these white boys get some more motion, or actually these ethnically diverse
White
group of
boys?
people? Yeah, well, I think there's only one white person there. Can the ethnically diverse gate guards get some motion going on here? Try and figure out what just happened.
You would think, but I've worked in the private security industry.
Yeah, they're
They're
just,
like, oh,
they're in
okay.
shock.
Bill says he was warned about the 6
It's like a shot goes off, they all instantly go into shock and just start like moseying about. It's like the most worthless security of all time.
It's the industry's like that, genuinely. For private security, it's bad.
These guys probably work at a school.
The skill ceiling, what the skill floor. All right, it's not a floor, it's a basement, bro.
Yeah, it's a bottomless pit.
P320 because of a previous incident.
It was mentioned to
Or
me
with
when
a
I,
bullet
when I
hole
first
in it.
got on board USAA that Officer Jones in 2021, his firearm went off and it shot him in the leg.
And Gill says there was a third incident over the summer.
That happened on September 26th on a Friday at the firing range. On the same day, they changed out their holsters.
Gill says he tried to raise alarm bells with USAA about the 6-hour P320 and the numerous reports of the P320 going off out of the blue. Over the last year, I have tracked 3 incidents in Texas where officers say their P320s went off without a trigger pull. One in LaGrange, Marble Falls, and Houston. Gill says USAA fired him for speaking out about the pistol. USAA did.
So that guard, that guard, right, is alleging that he got fired for talking bad about the P320, right? Which is if true, incredibly scummy. Incredibly scummy. If true, right? We don't know if he could have been a bad gate guard, okay? I'm just gonna be honest. The 3 of them didn't look particularly competent in that, but I'm not saying that they should be fired, but maybe there were some extenuating circumstances at the reason for his forceful exit of the company.
Oh, I'm not going to opine on that. It's just insane to me that there's no way the security forces for USA are big enough that 3 uncommanded discharges from the same model of pistol is not the brightest red flag.
Just a bit. Just a little bit of an issue, you could say, within it's 1 per year. We only have 1 accidental discharge per year.
They can't have more than 100 staff, armed staff, for their campuses. If they do, that's an enormous amount for a private company.
Well over that.
Well, no, it was 3 different officers as well. It was confirmed 3 different officers.
This isn't like the Air Force, right, where there's thousands and thousands and thousands, or other branches of the military where an uncommanded discharge here that probably isn't as crazy. Like this has to be a small security force, in-house security force. So yeah, this after the first is crazy. The second, they should have been gone.
Yeah, and I like that it happened on the range day while they're switching out their holsters too. I find that's just kind of comical. I mean, again, though, I'm not going to say anything about the other discharges because we don't have those on video, right? So incompetent gate guards, police officers, that can explain like 99% of these issues. However, the one that we have on video, kind of damning, which we'll get into.
Gill's employment, but they did give me a statement regarding the March incident and the incident under investigation at the shooting range, saying, quote, "We have no greater priority than the safety of our employees."
Corporate
And went
speak,
on
yeah.
to say 2 weapons that were unintentionally discharged were thoroughly assessed by the weapon manufacturer, a forensics lab, and USAA, and no evidence of a mechanical failure was found in either instance. I also contacted Sig Sauer. They told me Sig Sauer stands behind USAA's assertion that
I'll have you know that I watched what was the Andy Griffith show. My parents were into old TV shows. So growing up, I watched the Andy Griffith show, Don Knotts, Barney Fife. I got that little kid. He became a director. What's his name? Redheaded kid. Anyways, no, I watched that show growing up, Rads, okay? I might not be your age, but I'm cultured, all right?
no mechanical failure was found with the P320 and that there was no indication of a weapon malfunction. Sig Sauer maintains that the P320 can only fire when the trigger is pulled. We will continue to support USAA in their mission to keep their employees safe and secure.
I would say this is another case of a corporate entity like USAA taking the word of SIG or being kind of cajoled by SIG into determining that it was user error.
Attorney Jeff Bagnell says he saw the videos of the P320 discharges from 2021 and 2025.
I think they both fired without a trigger pull. Having seen the videos, knowing the history of this gun, having litigated these cases for 10 years, it's highly unlikely that both of these officers, or all three of them, in fact, pulled the trigger while this gun was fully holstered.
And Bagnell says these unintended discharges keep happening.
We now know there's been over 400 incidents of the P320 discharging without a trigger pull around the country. I think we're in.
So when you Google Jeff Bagnell, the attorney here, his link, Bagnell Law, is literally Jeff Bagnell SIG P320 litigation. That is this guy's job.
46 states now.
How would you feel as a gun manufacturer if you had a lawyer that existed solely to litigate cases of your gun accidentally going off?
I feel so bad, dude.
Again, I can't blame SIG for all of the SIG incidents. Of course not. There's going to be a lot of user error, a lot of people lying to cover their butts and whatnot. But it's just funny, all right, that it's gotten to the point where there are attorneys that are literally marketing themselves as a SIG P320 litigation company.
Well, how many SIG P320 litigations have there been on the SIG side, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, how many lawyers do they employ?
Oh, well, I mean, they have a full legal team, just like any big major company would. Because I mean, think about all the contracts they have and all the civil and
I'm not talking for
federal litigation.
I'm not talking for like contract law. I'm talking for like negligence.
I mean, I'm sure they have a full legal team. So I don't know the number of lawyers they have, but I'm sure it is a full legal team that they have if they don't employ some, third party firm, if they have their own internal lawyers or not. I'm not privy to that, but I know they have a lot because they're involved in a lot of cases.
And that kind of geographic distribution, it's just not credible to claim that that's user error.
Bagnell says most of these incidents
like vintage.
Sorry, what's that?
Why does it sound
He
like
does
vintage?
sound a little
They
bit
have
like vintage.
Very similar voices.
Now, this one here was always interesting to me because the responding officer in this Texas case comes and pulls the gun out of his holster after it has shot the gentleman in the leg. So the SIG position would have to be either he had the gun out, shot himself, and then put the gun back in the holster, or a foreign object, right? That's the only two options. Either the guy intentionally or accidentally pulled the trigger, but did pull the trigger and then reholstered the gun, or some sort of foreign object which simply, appeared out of the ether, pulled the trigger, and then disappeared back into the ether, right? That we just don't know about. But when the other officer shows up and physically removes the gun from his holster, like, did he reholster after accidentally shooting himself? Was there an object? Like, you have to construct some other alternative to mechanical failure.
Well, if the holster, they're blaming the holster.
Well, but the holster didn't pull the trigger, though. Some object did, right? The holster might have allowed them to pull the trigger, but the object did. So, like, what object in this shot pulled the trigger? Like, because you'd have to say, well, it was his key ring. It's like, do you see a key ring in this? No. Well, it was a pencil. Do you see a pencil in this? And it's like, no. Well, it was, you, if you're trying to defend a SIG, have to insert something that you cannot see into this scenario to say that that's what caused this, right? Whereas if you take the side of, oh, the SIG P320 just kind of went off on its own, all you have to say is, well, it kind of just went off on its own because they kind of have a reputation for doing that. Whether or not that's earned or not, but that's the reputation that they have.
Experienced at handling weapons.
Oh, don't kill me, YouTube.
Several police departments around Texas have pulled the Sig Sauer P320 from service.
A lot of officers are too afraid to speak up because they're afraid to be retaliated against.
Now, Gil hopes USAA replaces the P320 with a new service weapon, so his former colleagues at Gate 4 won't have to wonder if they're next.
Fix it. I mean, it's a good weapon, but it's faulty. There's a fault there somewhere.
Switch to the RXM, you can get it for cheaper.
Yeah. Them. So this is right here. Now we're going to actually just get into the video and watch it over and over and over again. This is the frame before the gun goes off. All right. So you can see this is very blurry footage. So this is just based off of what we have. You can see all or part of the grip. So his hand is either on the grip towards the back or slightly behind it on the belt. Either way, it looks like it is making contact with the grip.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, it looks like he's touching the gun, I would say. That's what it looks like. It's possible that the pixel density is just too low, and so the way it's resolving it, it looks like his hand is further back than it actually is. That could be possible. Now, if you were going to say, what about things that could have also pulled the trigger? He has his key card in front, which seems like it's a long ways away from the trigger pull. Maybe he has his keys right behind the gun. It's possible that they're just out of frame. And as he touches the back of the gun, one of the keys that happens to be in his holster, this is just my speculation, pulls the trigger accidentally, right? So you touch your belt that happens to have your keys that happen to be right next to your trigger, pulls the trigger in your holster. Theoretical possibility. And then should I pull up? I'm just going to get the raw footage because I have the raw footage somewhere around here and we will look at that instead. Here we go. Gate 21. So here is my edit of the footage, slowed down, zoomed in, so we can kind of see it over and over again.
6-hour P320.
So this one is kind of important as well, so we can tell what position his hand is in. And can I go frame by frame on this? No, it won't let me go frame by frame. So right there. So you can tell his hand is around the gun. It's touching the gun towards the back. You don't see anything on the front side of his body at all. So again, it looks like he's touching the gun, touching the back of his belt. His hand is somewhere in that region.
P320s allegedly firing without a...
Okay. Now this is the big one, right? So we see his hand exactly before. His arm is behind. It looks like you can see a good amount of the grip. That is either all or most of the grip is what that looks like.
Trigger pull. Now.
And then the gun goes off, right? So let's see if we can get the exact... Right there, the gun has gone off. You can see the slide jumped, the holster jumped. Now, if you're saying that
it doesn't look like his trigger finger, as best we can see, ever enters anywhere near the trigger.
Right. I mean, it doesn't look like his hand moves at all. It looks like his hand is on the back of the gun. Yeah. He might be applying downward pressure, which causes the frame and the slide to move a little bit. He might be just resting his hand on the back. Like I rest my hands on my guns when I'm shooting, when I'm dry firing, all the time.
Security, yeah.
All all the time. You're walking around, you're pacing targets, you're doing whatever it is. You're thinking about what you're doing next. You put your hand on the gun, kind of like getting ready, like, okay, what am I going to do when I'm out shooting or whatnot? Happens all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, with most handguns, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do basically anything you want to that firearm and it's not going to go off other than pull the trigger.
Firing without a trigger.
And again, it looks like he's applying, the best that it looks like right now is that it looks like he is applying downward pressure to the back of the gun. That's what it looks like. So again, if you are the SIG defender in this case, you have to manufacture another object or something that pulled the trigger. So you could go with maybe he had the keys sitting right behind the gun. So we can't see them because they're on his belt right behind the gun. And as he pressed down on the gun, there was some sort of obstruction in the trigger guard that then pulled the trigger. You could make that claim. That's possible. Now, I would be interested to know if these were manual safety guns, was the safety engaged? Because if they pulled it out of the holster and the safety was on, that'd be pretty much a dead giveaway. Pretty much a dead giveaway. If it was a safety model that they did not fire the gun, or that the trigger was not pulled if the safety was on.
Trigger pull. Now another incident. this time at USAA's Guard Gate 4 in San Antonio. It was a routine shift. A security officer steps out of the guard shack and suddenly his pistol explodes against the concrete. Another uncommanded discharge and more concerns about a weapon trusted by millions. This is Security Gate 4 at the USAA campus in San Antonio on March 18th, 2025. Watch closely as the security officer steps out of the guard station. Here it is again.
So, I mean, I'm going to play this one more time, but I want to get the chat's opinion on this as well. So, it has now gone up. It has jumped to 90% distrust of the P320. So, just based off of what you have seen in this video, and I'm going to let it run one more time. Did the P320 go off on its own? Based off of what you see in this footage, based off of all of the available footage that you see right this second, what do you guys think? And we'll let this play one more time.
A case of 6-hour P320s allegedly firing without a trigger pull. Now another incident, this time at USAA's Guard Gate 4 in San Antonio. It was a routine shift. A security officer steps out of the guard shack and suddenly his pistol explodes against the concrete. Another uncommanded discharge and more concerns about a weapon trusted by millions. This is Security Gate 4 at the USAA campus in San Antonio on March 18th, 2025. Watch closely as the security officer steps out of the guard station. Here it is again.
Right? I mean, if you're going to go with that there's some other object that pulled the trigger while he applied downward force, that is theoretically possible, right? And that's the thing. I would like, when these incidents happen, if these guards were relatively intelligent, don't take the gun out, don't touch it, take pictures of the officer in his full kit, of his belt, of everything, with the gun still in its holster, take pictures of it. If there's a safety on, don't touch it. If the safety's off, don't touch it. Take pictures of everything as it is right after this happened, right? Now, these guys aren't thinking like I would, obviously, because me, I'm like, oh, it happened? Like, dude, I'm going to take every picture I can possible. And I want it to be as static, as untouched as possible so that like investigators and people who actually know what they're looking at when they look at the internals of these things can figure out what exactly happened. Because it could be that maybe there's a keychain right behind that gun that we don't see. Now, I'm making that up right now inside my mind, but it is theoretically possible. And I wonder if Phil Strader would pull out the defense, because they did mention that they just switched out holsters for these guns as well. That should theoretically stop this from happening, because this was in March of this year, May of this year. So a few months ago that we finally got this footage. Now, some additional info that I have is somebody who may or may not work there fed me, Chuck Searles, who is this guy right here, and Matthew Gill, who was the previous incident. Both of them are not with the company anymore. So they either got fired or left. Now, Matthew Gill caught a bullet, whereas Chuck Searles, as you see here, just ended up leaving the company or getting fired. Nobody there, none of the guards like carrying the 320. They are forced to. They are not allowed to switch guns. They're not allowed to carry something else. And some of them have decided to carry without a round in the chamber.
I don't blame them.
Which again is not protocol. That is not protocol for the guards to carry without a round in the chamber. But that is some of these people's personal choice after this, because the
user manual states that's how you're supposed to carry it now.
Right, of course, but that's a COIA type thing. But for these guys, they're supposed to be. It's protocol to carry with one in the chamber, of course. You know, you're a guard. You need to be ready at a moment's notice. But yeah, they've decided to, they don't like carrying it. They can't carry their Glocks. They can't carry anything else. It has to be the P320. It has to be in these approved holsters. And so they've just decided to not carry with a round in the chamber. Has it actually been 225 days since it ended? I mean, it is Ron Cohen, so it is just Israeli condition, IDF condition. Propaganda. That's what it is. It's been a long time. It's getting close to a year. It's getting close to a year. So yeah, I imagine SHOT Show will be very fun for them. I think the P320s will be hot movers. Although I don't even think SIG goes to SHOT Show. It's just SIG defense. So fortunately, there won't be any P320s. There might be some M17, M18 kits there, but nothing else.
There's a reason they're pushing the things like the SIG, the 365 fuse
and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it's a wise move. Get away from
Oh
that.
yeah, P320 is not good.
So
What they need to do is come out with completely rework the internals, and then call it the 320A1, and then fire on Cohen.
Call it the 321.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, now to allegedly 7% of you don't think the gun went off on its own. The guys who are here that voted no to that poll, could you give me your best explanation? You don't need a super chat, but just in the chat right now, give me your best explanation as to why this gun went off, okay? Just your personal best interpretation of what actually happened here.
I've decided I don't think his finger was on the trigger. If I'm assuming his holster is a retention holster, that's probably mandatory. And because you can see it when it goes off, it bounces and hits max travel with the retention, which means there's no possible way his finger was in that trigger. It was Wizards, obvious.
Wizards, ghouls, misclick,
Yeah.
engagement hacking trigger. That's good. 262 days.
Oh,
That's a
dear.
lot. Wow. Well, so allegedly these are the Dankus Maximus. Allegedly these are the approved holsters because they had a holster swap previously where the day of the holster swap, which sounds ominous. The day of the holster swap, they had another incident on the range, right? On the training range. God willed it to happen. Epstein's ghost, possible. So literally no one in the chat is giving me a serious theory as to why or how it went off on its own. Well, not on its own, sorry. Because I mean, does someone watch this video and think that, oh no, his trigger or his finger definitely could have pulled the trigger? Because it's either his finger or some other object, right? You have to manufacture some other object that we don't see that pulled the trigger.
And like I said, I don't think it's his trigger. His grip's not on it enough. If that gun went off without retention, it's flying out.
Something inside the holster. See, again, that's the possibility, right? It has to either be his finger or something else got inside the holster. So there's one. That's the one. That's the only other possibility, right?
Yeah.
All right. Aaron White said for 5 says, cost aside, the Mark 23 question mark. If you like flexing online, already got me a comped Glock 40 as long as my forearm. True. You're a small man then. And FK PSD. Oh, the Bruno, the PSDs. Those are cool. In 7.5, right? 7.5 FK. Is that the name of that round?
Yeah, 7.5 FK. It's one of the coolest little like handgun cartridges. I really wish people would make PCCs with it more than anything. But it is a boutique handgun cartridge, and finding ammo for it's probably a nightmare.
Yeah, it's 7TS Safariland. Allegedly, it was the approved holster. That's all I know. So if they approved it, if they approved a bad holster, well, it's on them. But still, like, you have to think that something else got into that holster. If it wasn't, you know, striker slipping off and the striker safety not engaging properly, right? It's a cool gun, you know, but if you already have an FK and a G40, like, I mean, Mark 23 goes right along those two. It's kind of like an offensive firearm. Chud for 2 says, I will show women why they should have chose the bear. Whoa, all right.
Well, they already knew that decision when they made it, so I don't think it's necessary, Chud.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, wrong one. Thank you, Chud. Moonman, member for 5 months, says, Richard, I'm feeling generous. Just Tito today. You should do the Tito with the bear pair. I think that's quite funny, since we're talking about bears and Tito. Baseball Kid became a new member. Hey, very generous of you, sir. Appreciate it. Central Sands Defense for 5 says, decade of LE experience, and never once has my keys or a random object entered my holster and set a gun off. Just saying. Well, there's also that highway patrolman where he's getting out of his car, and you can see his body cam footage, and he has his hands here, and the gun goes off, right? So they were saying, oh, well, it's a seatbelt. I don't know how a seatbelt gets into a holster and pulls the trigger. I don't know how that happens. Could have been keys or something else, but people make some wacky claims about P320s. And really, as far as I can tell, in the modern era, over the last 5 years, only P320s for the most part. Like, I know there was an isolated incident where a person's shirt caught their Glock trigger that was appendix carried and went off.
Oof.
Right? But outside of that, like, it seems to be overrepresented. Just 10% of the firearms are committing 90% of the unintended discharges. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right, the stats don't lie. There's got to be something to this.
I'm sure that some autist out there, where's Protrabrand?
You can look at the military recordings of this and their investigations and whatnot.
Well, I know that Glock had some teething issues early on too, although a lot of it had to do with officers going from those bare double action revolver triggers to lighter.
Right. Yeah. In the 80s,
triggers.
90s, and early 2000s, for sure. Yeah. No, I believe that there was absolutely a learning curve.
Yeah.
Of people going from, a 12-pound double action revolver trigger to a 6-pound striker fire trigger with no external safety. I absolutely believe that caused a lot of issues. But we're 20 years after that now.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed to have died down, and then SIG P320 gets adopted, and it's back in vogue. Did people forget how to operate striker-fired handguns? Is the trigger design unsafe? Like, what happened, right?
Yeah, and the nice thing about that Glock data, though, is we have it, and it's less controversial. Like, I don't think people jump to defend Glock as much as people do in the way that people do SIG with like brand loyalty, just blind So I think there's a bit more objectivity. So you could probably, if you're somebody who's got this level of autism, go back and actually compile that data of, hey, let's see what Glock's teething issues were. How long did it take Glock to fix the issue? How did they handle it? And then compare it to SIG and make something like an actual meaningful post. So Protraband, if you're watching, that sounds like it's up your alley.
Glock versus SIG incident reports. You're going to have to compile 40 years of data. So good luck doing that, bro.
Well, I mean, Glock eventually figured it. I don't think he has to go through all 40 because, like...
Well, no, but you would want to see, like, how it started, right? Yeah. And that's... I imagine it's going to be very heavily weighted towards the beginning of their introduction.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it dies. It's like a curve, right? So there's a lot of incidents. It dies off for 25 years as people figure out how to use striker-fired handguns and not shoot themselves. And then, like, introduction of the P320 back up again for some reason. Like, did we forget? Is the design just not safe without a tabbed trigger? Like, who knows? Huge Ass for 5 says, for the love of and all that is holy, stop buying SIG products. SIG makes some good products, bro.
I'm sorry, I like
not their
handguns.
I also like their red dots. I'm gonna make
the red dots.
I like the red dots.
Okay,
SIG Optics is technically a different division in a different state than SIG Firearms, though, so it's totally not the same company,
I won't lie, I am a little curious about the new Gen 3 516.
I'm also curious, but I'm not too SIG curious,
That's fair.
The light sport for 2 says, how many days since it ended again?
Well, we know now, 262.
262, baby.
Yeah, 77 greens or something. Wait, hold on.
What? Oh,
Mark
yeah,
262.
Mark 262. Yeah.
Sorry, that's how my brain works.
No, you're good. Moonman for 5 says they only had strawberries and cream monster in the cafe. Well, that just means you're gay. Oof. Pray for me, homies, lest I contract the gay Richard. It's funny, Moonman. I saw somebody make a post about this. They were like, if Monster wanted to effectively remove bipolar disorder from the gene pool, they could put arsenic or cyanide in just the strawberries and cream monster, and they would effectively just remove bipolar disorder from the gene pool in one fell swoop. So, just saying. Thank you, Moonman. Vandalite for 2 says, can we have a stream for 320 days since it ended? Well, what's funny is SHOT Show. SHOT Show is going to be right at, because SHOT Show's 60 days from now. So I'll be at SHOT Show for the 320th day of it's ended. So maybe we'll do a 320 stream at SHOT Show.
Get you a custom shirt to wear.
No. If I walk past the SIG booth in a 320 days since it's ended shirt, I can get kicked out of SHOT Show. And I would prefer not to. Okay. SHOT Show is not like it's not like that much fun. It's not that cool, but I like going. I like seeing people. I like, making content and streaming and having fun while I'm there. So it's like, I like being around SHOT Show, not necessarily SHOT Show itself. So
I like that you could get kicked out of SHOT Show for pointing out the fact that SIG's guns have killed people instead of SIG getting kicked out of SHOT Show for their guns killing people.
Again, that's allegedly. I would never make very harsh statements like that, Richard. I will send the C&D letters to your address and not to mine. They can take
they
it
can
up
come
with
to
you.
my address.
Yeah, they kicked out that guy last year for wearing a Glock horse cum shirt. After hours. After hours,
What?
by the way.
Oh,
no,
come on.
I think Catherine saw it and was very upset. And yeah, he got kicked out of SHOT Show because Glock buys the big booth. They spend the big bucks. And you upset Catherine Glock, and she complains to NSSF. And goodbye, bro. Good luck.
That horse money.
Yeah. She transferred a vial over to NSSF and said, here's a man. Chud McGill for 2 says, yes, Richard, you can change. Oh, never mind. Only gassy. Well, I'm sorry, but the bid is up to $5 now, sir. We got to stop being so generous with you plebs. Moonman5 says, as a striker fired plastic hater, which is fine. I can do that with my service weapon, which is a Glock, and it won't do that. Yeah, I spend a lot of time touching loaded Glocks. Hours a day, I would say, most days, touching a loaded Glock. And I'm really not worried about this happening. So, Aaron White for 5 says PSD also has a 10mm barrel and 9mm barrel swap kits. Yes, I do like the idea of shooting a oversized, overpowered handgun in 9mm, simply because it's like no recoil and really cheap to shoot. But it's cool that they offer the kits, because you're not always going to be shooting 7.5 FK, right?
Did they fix the accuracy issues with the 10 and 9mm conversions?
Oh, I didn't know that they were having issues.
Yeah, they had some accuracy issues. I might have just been a tolerancing thing. It was one review. It was like 1 or 2 reviews. I mean, it's one of those super boutique things, so like you're not going to get a big sample, but it might have even been back when I watched In-Range TV. So we're talking years ago now, before Carl's insanity became public.
We're about to talk about that. We're about to get into some wacky things, gentlemen. So over on Ko-Fi, the Light Sport says it's the new Sabbath model. They can't pull the trigger, so it shoots for them. Oy vey. Yeah, that's right. They can't pull the trigger on a Shabbat, so they designed a gun that would go off for them. It's like having your boyfriend push the elevator button on Sundays for you.
Oh God,
it's so funny. Or stringing a wire around Manhattan so you can leave your abode, or that you're technically not leaving your abode right on Sunday. All right, whatever.
There's so many things to say.
It's just funny, right? It's just funny. It's funny.
Like if this was all Jews, nobody would care. We would just kind of laugh.
It'd be
like,
quirky. It'd be
really
quirky and funny, right? This is funny. All right. Okay. If you can't tell me that hanging a string up around Manhattan is so you can call it your abode makes it real, or putting a water bottle under your seat so you can drive. It's like you're cheating, right? Because you can travel over water.
What? No.
Yes. No, that's real. Yes.
You can't.
Yeah. It's real.
This is funny.
It's just
this
funny.
is the consequences of divine command theory.
It's just funny.
This is the consequences of divine command theory. Goodness.
Yeah. Moonman for $10, very generous, says it's okay. It's pretty mild. I really only like the white ones. The Art Deco flavored one and the watermelon one. What do you mean by that? The strawberry cream one is just okay. Oh, we're talking about monsters. I got you. Richard, that thing I made you. Thank you, huge ass. Yeah, no. Monster energy drink tier list. White Monster S tier.
Isn't it sugar free, the white monster?
Yeah, that's the white one, sugar free. Everything else D to F.
I feel like people just drink it for the memes.
It's not actually my favorite. I very rarely have a white monster. It is good, but I very rarely have it anymore.
I can't. I hate the taste of fake sugar. Like I just hate it.
You want to bang, kid? Ugh. That's what I drink.
Goodness.
Android Boy for 5 says, Richard, the bad child bear and the pear. I'll let Richard decide if he wants to do that one because it's funny.
I don't even know what that means. Oh, good night.
No. Do not get the chocolate mocha coffee ones. No. Get some help.
I don't
Get
drink
some
energy
help.
drinks. I felt
I get
so
the
weird
mean
last time I
one.
did.
Oh. Ultra Blue Hawaiian, yeah, that's pretty good. Ultra Blue Hawaiian is good too. All right, we could do a whole stream on that. So energy drink tier list stream now.
I miss Sobe. Sobe waters are so good.
Back in the day, I worked at a grocery store when I was 18, 12 years
hell
ago
yeah.
now. Cringe. But no, I used to get Sobe waters on breaks all the time. Amazing.
Yeah, I liked the pina colada flavor ones. Those are really good. It was the most sus looking of them, but it had the best flavor.
Now, what's funny is I should have put this earlier, right after we talked about the Praetorian in 6.5,
Yeah.
because the Russian army allegedly has decided to finally modernize and get rid of the archaic, retarded, awful, worst caliber of all time. There, I said it. Get mad at me. 7.62 by 39. No, I'm talking to the chat. I want to rage bait. I'm rage baiting the chat. 7.62 by 39.
You're gonna love.
M26 completely wrong. 7.62 by 39. He got shot in the head by 7.60 by 39 and it didn't kill him. Therefore, 7.60 by 39 garbage round. Get it out of here. It's worthless. Russia booze, BTFO'd. You're all gay furry bottoms. Speaking of you, Oxide.
If you really want to upset AK people, just call it 30 Soviet short.
30 Soviet short.
That's what it is. It's 30 Soviet short. You're gonna like one of the videos Bucky and I did. We filmed a grand total of 2 videos. I might have an edit.
There's a take. 7.60 by 39 is only good from the AR platform. All right.
I love that
all right.
take.
All right. Great.
I like it just because it's different. I love it. I don't even care if it's true.
Russia is developing a new small arms ammo to supplement existing calibers. The 6.02 6 by 41 cartridge has a 6. Why can't you just tell me what this is in English? What is a kilometer? What is 6.7 grams to grains?
It's gonna be around 60 to 70, I think.
103. So no, for 6 millimeter, a 103. That's normal. So 103 grains for a 6 millimeter, 7.62 by 39, roughly. All right, roughly. A 103 is a great high BC bullet. Super flat shooting. Super flat shooting. So we're talking about 103 grains with a reported muzzle velocity of 25-ish 100 feet per second. 2550, right? Somewhere in that range. Not bad. Why can't dude, you're gonna give me joules to foot pounds. What is your problem? I know that you're I don't know, I think Nicholas Drummond is American, or if he's British, then ugh. But geez, 2150 joules to foot pounds. 21.
That's
50
like 10 times the limit.
joules.
1850, I think.
Oh, come on.
No, how many joules are allowed in airsoft?
Okay, so it's 75%, so it'd be about 1500 foot pounds, which is a lot. 1500 foot pounds is a lot of energy out of a, infantry fighting rifle standard AK size platform. I think 7.60 by 39 is 1400 foot pounds, depending on, exact bullet type, velocity, stuff like that. So this is essentially 6 arc, but for Russians. Just when you thought 6 arc couldn't get any gayer, next up it's going to be dressing in a fursuit and parading around your local Portland city center. But yeah, 6 arc Russian, 6 AR, whatever you want to call it. While less powerful than American rounds, e.g. 6 millimeter arc, it sounds like it'd be right about 6 millimeter arc, because 6 arc isn't that hot of a round either, and it's probably doing about the same energy. It's the same grain weights. So maybe the muzzle velocity is a little bit less, because 800 meters per second is not that fast.
But 6 arc is 6 by 38, isn't it?
So
it's got an extra
Yes.
3 millimeter case length on this one.
Right, but I don't know exactly how they're calculating it. I mean, essentially, 6 arc is neck down 7.62 by 39, and 6 by 41. I imagine they're using basically the same case.
Right. So it would be more comparable to
6 arc.
Grendel, wouldn't it?
Well, 6 arc and 6 Grendel are very similar as well. Yes.
Shadow Force CQB said it was kind of silly that they did this instead of just going to Grendel, because Grendel's already cased for.
Well, I think they see what the West is doing with 6 arc, and they were like, we can do that too. So I think 6 millimeter projectiles are kind of hot. I mean, they already have, that's the thing, they already have 6.5 Grendel, so they could just very easily swap to 6.5 Grendel. I guarantee you it's all the same bolt diameter. So it's not like they need to swap their bolts. It's going to be a barrel, maybe a magazine change. The only thing that I really noticed about the their 6 by 41, whatever they're calling it, 6 arc Russian, is that it's way longer than 7.62 by 39.
Yeah. I guess one reason to go with this new 602 Russian is mag size, mag shape. The banana mags are actually kind of a nightmare to put into load bearing kit.
Oh, I greatly despise
It's
AK
just
magazines
terrible.
and the manual
They're
arms and stuff like that.
I love the AK. It's terrible. It's actually just.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's a great take, because usually it's AK people will be like, no, it's so much better.
Dude.
Rock and Lock is so much easier.
No,
I just have to fiddle
absolutely
around
not.
with it and learn a new manual of arms, and then I have to rack it after I run out of ammo because we can't get a bolt lock back in this thing because our designers from 1943 were retarded. Blah.
It's fine for like what it's like, it's super forward thinking, innovative design for the 40s. But compared to today, it's just terrible. The manual of arms sucks. Reloading sucks. Everything's slow. There are absolutely good shooters out there who love the AK platform, who can take who can win their
of
local
course.
matches.
There are
over
fantastic
all the AR
AK
guys.
shooters out there, but that's irrelevant, right? There are world champion shooters who shoot with, Canic, and who shoot with whatever, quote unquote bad brand of handgun is out there.
Yeah, my AUG is easier to work to like run a reload compared to the AK. Because I don't have to, because one, bolt locks open to the rear. Two, there's a bolt release right where I slap the mag in. Oh, that's terrible.
John Browning Gun Club, great comment, says 6 arc. Oxide would recommend 6 bark. Womp womp. Another Slavaboo outed. I mean, I knew it was going to come up. We'll have to talk about it. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I love the AK. It sucks.
Yeah, well, my biggest problem with the AK is honestly its community, which
what a perfect transition.
Dude, you guys can't stop yourselves, can you? I mean, like, so some of you guys may know Oxide. He's known for helmet reviews and doing, penetration tests of many different types. So some maybe even on himself. You never know. But yeah,
we just lost like 30 audience members.
Yeah, they're like, nope, give me. I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. Yeah. So confirmed furry though. Confirmed gay furry. Confirmed gay furry bottom. Yeah, it's just the Russian community, or not Russian, because he's like now Slavaboo. Is that how you would say? Because he's a Slava Ukraina type guy. So Slavaboos,
fine, probably.
Slavaboos and degeneracy go like Portland and lattes or something. I don't know. They're just
so weird.
They're strange people. And yeah, don't put very easily identifiable tattoos and then engage in behaviors with said identifiers exposed. I feel like that's a very easy tell. And I mean, we're not going to get into it, but the depths of degeneracy go,
gosh dang it, no,
very deep.
Stop it.
Very deep. All right, you can look up some of the things that this person has said on some of their furry accounts, some of the puppy play, and some of the other things that go down and go in, and just you don't want to know, so don't. Just listen. Anytime an AK person talks to me and defends the AK, that's what I think of you. By the way, I'm like, I know what's going on. I know what you are. You can't hide.
AK owner talks to John. John immediately goes,
That is quite literally me. Yeah, it's like, nope, I'm done. You're done. Nope, it's over. Never happening. Never doing it again. We're out of here. All right. Well, hey, that was actually really good. We made it that far before getting into non-gun related topics. That's great. See, I'm excited because SHOT Show's around the corner, which means we actually have gun news coming. We have fun updates, fun things to speculate about. SIGs going off on their own. It's great. It's a great time.
I think Bucky and I might pop up for SHOT this year. I'm
good.
hoping.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm hoping. I'd love to do stuff for our channel, which I don't think we've launched yet, like anywhere.
Well,
if you're in the Tripcord, ping Bucky. He'll give you
actually,
socials you can pre-follow.
Let me go ahead and drop that link in the chat. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Put that there and there for all you homies. Yeah, Brand says NAFO. They're the Ukraine crowd. All freaks. Yes. All freaks. All of them. All of them. It's like AK guys and surplus guys. For some reason, they're all just degenerates. Don't know why.
It's just weird.
Yeah, they're just weird. But you know what's not weird? At least according to Jake.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
This is probably the wackiest, like, if true, okay, little bit of an ask, but if true, one of the craziest stories, perhaps of all time. Candace Owens. All right, she's been on an absolute tear of wacky shenanigans since the Charlie Kirk assassination. She's gotten a lot of press off of it, a lot of momentum off of it. She's made a lot of claims about it, and I'm all for conspiratorial type stuff, but we'll read this together, and I'd like to know your gentlemen's thoughts on this because, again, if true, absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. One of the wackiest posts of all time from Mrs. Candace Owens. Urgent. 2 days ago, I was contracted. I think she was contacted. Some of you guys have had a little too much contact of late. You know what I'm saying? I was contracted by a high-ranking employee of the French government. After determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple, that being Macron and his husband, ? Allegedly.
His groomer teacher. Like, even if she is a woman, she's a groomer.
That's a good point, too. Yeah, for sure. I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share publicly in the event that something happens. ... Spoiler alert, GIGN is trying to kill him. In short, this person claims that the power couple, the Macrons, have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. More specifically, that the green light was given to a small team in the NGIG, and I am told that there is one Israeli that is on this assassination squad, and the plans were formalized. So they have planned to kill her. They planned to remove her for exposing the bulge, the battle of the bulge files on Mr. and Mr. Macron.
You're too good at that. You can just stop.
I do this a lot, all right? I'm a professional. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. I think somebody's just trolling you, dog. Although, if true, wacky and insane, right? Further to this point, the person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. The French killed Charlie Kirk. Crazy. Or at least were tangentially involved in killing Charlie Kirk. Like,
dude, she's claimed like 6 different countries killed Charlie Kirk. Like,
yeah, well, it's like, it's obvious. So she was like, all right, the Jews killed Charlie Kirk, but who's really controlling the Jews? That's right, the French. Mr. and Mr. Macron are controlling the Jews.
I think she's blamed Israel, the United States, Egypt, now France, and then also she's blamed like Erica Kirk and his own.
Oh, yes. Well, dude, that's the thing. It's right. It goes Jews, French, Erica Kirk, Egypt, and it's like all the different puppet masters all the way down. Yeah. Journalist Javier Poussard's French name, disrespect immediately. Life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet and share this. Has she streamed since then? Can we get a welfare check on Candace?
You don't get to ask those questions.
Mr. Macron to Candace as she's like chained up somewhere in a French basement.
Candace doesn't miss a stream. You know that.
I do not know who is in the American government that can be trusted, since this source claims our leaders are aware. Could you imagine Trump being like, what's on the docket today? Candace Owens getting assassinated? My word. But I have more specific information, which is definitively verifiable. Should they care to reach out to me, to the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the end of of Charlie Kirk's public execution. So Candace Owens, a conservative political commentator and author, has evidence from a high up in the French government that the Macrons have ordered a team from the French GIGN to assassinate her. She claims that an Israeli operative is part of this assassination squad. She also claims that this individual told her the sniper who killed Charlie Kirk trained with the 13th Demi Brigade of the Foreign Legion. According to Owens, this is taking place due to her ongoing campaign to expose what she believes is a large-scale conspiracy covering up Bridget Macron's real identity as a biological male, as well as her involvement in uncovering what she believes is a conspiracy behind the assassination of Charlie Kirk. How many people have died because of this woman's bulge, okay? Of this predatory teacher. How many people must die to hide this secret? How long can this go on?
It's just insane.
Oh, whack. Is the GIGN hit team in the room with us now?
My biggest question is, will they be using the new Praetorian?
Oh, well, that's true. Maybe it's just in time. It's the weapon to take down, a weapon to surpass Candace Owens.
I mean, it's either that or the Bren 2, the CZ Bren 2 and 30 Soviet short that they're currently using.
Well, stop doing that. Stop sending me messages. I'm streaming. Don't do that.
I was so tempted. I had it open. I liked the thing, and I'm like, I could do it, but I restrained myself today.
All right. Well, while we're on the topic of, I guess I should have done this one first, but it's irrelevant. So this is from our favorite pro-gun group, Wired ? The same guys that did a hit piece on like 3D printing and how scary ghost guns were. That group is somehow pro-gun. Oh wait, no. They're pro-gun as a way to shovel in leftist, degenerate, communist, transgender ideology. They don't actually care about like the Second Amendment or guns. It's just as a vehicle to peddle their degenerate demoralization of the U.S.
He just looks like James Charles. Like if he said, "Hey sisters," I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is James Charles."
Hey sisters. Oh wait, no, I got it. Don't worry.
Hey, sisters. How's it going? It's me, Tactical Girlfriend. Totally not a fed plant. Totally not a real man. Me and Bridget have a lot in common. I sure hope to get that Candace girl. Hey, sisters.
That's cringe. All right.
Yeah, but you said it.
You said it.
You're the one saying words.
This is by Manisha Krishan.
Can we get an early life check?
Manisha Krishan.
That sounds
hello? Oh. No, is it all just degenerate bro stuff? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, it is.
Oh gosh.
Manisha Krishman. I'm gonna do a Google search for you, ma'am. Who are you? Oh. Senior reporter. Nope. I just want your background. I don't really care about any of this stuff. Say Levy. I mean, yeah. She's what you would expect for a leftist journo. She's got the look. Earlier this year, I attended a shooting competition for queer, often trans, very online misfits. Then Charlie Kirk was killed. Now, this isn't the story I set out to write. Blah, 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 blah. Then Charlie Kirk was killed. Leah She which one is this? I forget which one this is. It's late to lie. I'm riding bricks on a pseudo golf cart at a gun range. Not quite desert. That is ADHD. Yeah. Oh wait, our driver is an indigenous Mexican Slovak Jew who is trans and chronically disabled.
What the?
What the list of nerfs right there, bro? You couldn't pick one? You had to take all of them? That's like making your creator character and you set everything to -5. It's like, you sure you don't want to spend any points on anything? No?
Yeah.
Okay, how is one chronically disabled?
Mentally.
Well, so it could be a combination of things. So it could be you're physically weak, and so you're chronically disabled. It could be you're overweight. It could be you're mentally handicapped. So you call yourself chronically disabled. Could be anything, right?
I guess.
could-
We would just call that disabled. Why?
It could also
Well, because it's not a real disability. Like this
That's
wouldn't
true.
count for disability. So
Yeah.
you're like, I have issues walking around. I get tired. It's like, do you do anything? No. It's like, well, yeah, you're fat and lazy. So what?
That's what
If
the
you
golf
call
cart's
that
for.
if you call that disabled, then I mean, hey, there's a lot of disabled people in this chat right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, indigenous Mexican Slovak Jew who is trans and chronically disabled. As we grind to a halt, dust from the dirt road blowing around us. Poor words. Gun Bunny. No. Oh wait. So no. This I didn't realize this. I didn't read the first one. A 22-year-old YouTuber who goes by Gun Bunny is a Russian Jew who is polypansexual. Shep, as our sexual spectrum expert, what does polypansexual mean?
Well, poly is a Greek prefix for many. Pan is a Greek prefix for all sexual.
That means they're a whore.
Yeah.
Wait, but what is a many all sexual?
I'm assuming that just means they fuck anything.
I was gonna say that's a horse, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, what is Elher's Dan? Like, are they all just retards? So, Gun Bunny is a Russian Jew who is polypansexual and has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a disability that makes his joints hurt, along with autism and ADHD. You don't say. You don't say. All right. So, 2 Jewish disabled retards that are also trannies.
Nice tits, bro.
Gun Bunny offers
How
a
much do
truce
they
and a mission
cost?
for them both. So what you're saying is we should team up to defeat the Nazis. Yeah, these are jump scare. These guys, these gentlemen are the antidote to Nazi fascism. This is the best solution to stop fascism that you have. Well, I guess it's a fascist win by default, bro. Sorry. Like you selected your fighters, okay? You can't blame me that they're incompetent.
When their
Quip
bones
notwithstanding
are
the
rotting
vibes.
from the excess estrogen.
Oh dear. Quip notwithstanding the vibes at the high desert brutality are closer to Burning Man than paramilitary. You don't say. Drug-induced disabled retards fetishizing their issues, let's say. Combined market video about there's also a leftist theme, workers' rights, uprising, Mars, cosplay, Gun Bunny is dressed in a Dune inspired great still suit made from workout clothes and faux leather. Yeah, that's all it is. It's fashion to them. It's fashion. It's fashion with gun, and you can pretend to be a freedom fighter. Wow.
It's fashions with gun and a really nasty porn addiction.
Yes, and mental disability. Combo those two together. We will welcome with open arms anyone that isn't hateful. Just don't be a hateful bigot or something like that. Just don't be a hateful bigot, says event organizer Carl Casarda. Now remember, if you simply think that trans women are retarded men, you're a hateful bigot, right? So that means you're not invited. So anyone with any sort of traditional belief structure, which is like 90% of the population, by the way, is too hateful for one of these events, says event organizer Carl Casarda, a 6-foot-tall firearms content creator, on YouTube, aka a gun tuber with salt and pepper undercut that flops on top to the right.
His haircut just gets worse every time.
It really does.
Why does his height have anything to do with it?
Because they fetishize height. So if you say the man is 6 foot tall, that makes him quote unquote. So it's like, this is like what an attractive ideal man is. like dead eye, porn brain stare,
Oh,
cuck haircut, literally and figuratively, amorphous body with no definition or tone. Like this is their ideal
just-
man right here.
it's just sad. I feel like Frodo.
Get
saying-
that ugly, disabled freak away from me. I don't want to look at his fucked up face.
You can't play that one for too long, Richard, otherwise it will trigger a copyright because that is the Dark Knight soundtrack. And Hans Zimmer does he likes his copyright, all right?
Oh.
It's fine. You only need the first part. It's good. Carl Casarda is dressed in this. See, this is all what it's about. It's about their outfits. Isn't it so cute? What does this signify? What's the themes here? And a Sandy acid wash t-shirt and tartan cargo pants. Post Paul. No, this looks like person. This looks like normal. This looks like homeless man. This is
just
homeless man.
This is just a guy you'd see in Arizona.
Post-apocalyptic cowboy meets dad. Gun Bunny chimes in. A 51-year-old cis white man whose love of subculture spans spans hacking, industrial music, and a stint as a minister within the Satanic Temple. It's like, hey, by the way, everyone a part of this is either Jewish or satanic. Every single person that they've mentioned so far. It's like, why are there harmful stereotypes about these people?
Reform Judaism is wild, dude.
On the contrary, he says he has a problem with authority, all right, and flirts with the idea of anarchy, all right. But there is no question he's largely responsible for building this alternative gun community, and he can keep it, all right? He can keep it. Which he and others describe as the punk rock outsiders of the shooting community. I like when these people call themselves punk rock, like the outsiders of the community, when their lifestyle is endorsed by like half of the politicians in power, but yet they're the outsiders. And if I say anything against them, I get labeled as a bigot and a bad person, and I should be deplatformed and kicked off the internet for saying that you guys are just retarded men. Sorry, like that's it.
Like Carl keeps saying like, oh, I'm an anarchist, no kings, no gods, and then like he's just the most supremely arrogant authoritarian person like in the gun space. Like I've never met somebody, I guess.
Well, no,
I've
he's
never,
like,
like
oh,
seen
no
the
authority,
personality.
bro. But if you heckin' don't believe like I do, though, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's like he comes across as the most my way or the highway dude in the entire gun space. I know they're like big egos in the gun space and they're kind of goobers and stuff, but even they don't come across as much as my way or the highway as Casarda does. Again, as somebody who watched InRange back in the day, back when it was him and Ian, and before we all knew he was kind of insane, like he actually had a lot of really cool and insightful stuff to say. But now it's just like, what? Dude,
Well,
what are you even
I
doing?
think that there just has been a political polarization of the U.S. and as
Yeah.
people go further down, really either pipeline, like you tend to
Mm-hmm.
see more crazy people. Okay, and Carl's just turned out to be one of those people.
Yeah, too much time online, too much porn.
Look at this. Yeah, it's broken people's minds. Look at this quote. If you want to learn about guns, ask your spicy trans girlfriends.
No.
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 All right, so here we go. Carl Casarda's videos frequently focus on firearms history he believes many conservatives in the gun world would like to forget, like slave revolts, members of the Native American tribe kicking the KKK's ass in a standoff in North Carolina in 1958, and possibly trans midwife in Colonel George
Oh my
Armstrong
gosh.
Custer's cavalry.
Okay, I looked into that.
Bro.
I looked into that. The only source is like one article that kind of sort of talks about it.
And I think it was written by Carl.
No, it was written by some troon.
Well,
in
so
the
here's the
National Archive.
thing. Here's the thing. This is the same thing as black people being like, actually, we were kings. All Jews are actually black people. We built the pyramids. We created white people. This is the Yakubian math of the trans community. Actually, everybody was always trans. And it wasn't until 1850 that people thought it was weird when we had the Great Awakening in the U.S. Really, they're who made it weird. We're actually normal. We're totally not the sign of a decadent society right before it falls. We're totally normal.
That's just so, yeah, like, okay, so congratulations, you found the one, even if like that, what was it, a midwife fella or lady, even if that person was trans, which it would be more of akin to a cross-dresser than an actual trans person, because you can't hormones
Right.
yourself.
Yeah.
back
You
then.
think an 1860s cross-dresser just didn't get off to it? Like, it's just a fetish. It's just a fetish. It's, if you ask them, it's like, are you a woman? Would they be like, oh yeah, I'm totally a woman? It's like, no, of course not.
Well, I think that particular character presented as a woman, and claimed to be a woman. But it's like, okay, congratulations, you found the one transvestite that was mentally ill enough to call themselves a woman.
Which one?
19th century. Where is it? The one in Custer's service.
Yeah, I mean, even if you grant that, it's like, oh, you found one insane person 100, 200 years ago. Congratulations. It's like,
You found one.
The channel's description says it is actively anti-racist and pro-human liberation. Now,
he's not. He's
pro-human
racist
liberation.
against white people.
Correct. Yes, he actively hates you and wants power to be taken away from you. He wants resource redistribution from you to other people. It's just Marxist race and power dynamics, right? Yeah. That's all it is. That's all it is. But on top of that, he doesn't want liberation. He wants slavery to vice. He wants you to have all of the vice possible, whatever it might be, and that's what he wants. He doesn't want some sort of moral authority. He wants this, satanic worship of the self, essentially, right? Total depravity, no authority, no morality, nothing like that. Now, of course, his worldview can't actually hold water because they can never enforce any of this. They can never actually realize any of this. These people are useful idiots. They are tools for change and nothing more. Once another dominant structure is in place, they will be simply done away with. That's it. That's all that happens with these people. They are useful idiots, tools of change and destabilization. They don't last long.
You can't politics your way out of nature.
Yeah. And also, the people that you want to bring in from certain cultures in the third world, maybe they will be the dominant force, but either way, you ain't going to be here, bro. So you can choose your Christian nationalism or your Islamic nationalism, and one of those things is going to be a little bit better for you than the other. I'm just saying. All right. Carl Cassarda is a champion of 2A for all, which is a contradiction in terms because he simply does not believe it at all.
No.
The belief, and again, even in this statement, the belief that everyone, particularly minorities, right? There's an emphasis, especially minorities. Everybody's equal, but some people are more equal than others.
Mm-hmm.
Should have access to arms. While that might seem like a natural stance for any gun-loving American, Cassarda's views have pissed off right-wing gun nuts so badly that there are years-long angry threads about him on AR15.com and Kiwi Farms. A forum notorious for harassing trans folks. Yeah, when you point out that they're weird, gay, and degenerate, people don't generally like that. It's almost like there's some sort of internal shame there about what they do.
I wonder did Kiwi Farms ever confirm if Carl Cassarda and Tactical ever did it?
I don't think pictures exist.
I don't want pictures. I hope not. I was only ever for me, it was only ever a guess because the way he talks about Tactical GF, he's so geeky, oh my gosh, Tactical GF, and it's like, dude, calm down, you weirdo. He gets so giddy.
Yeah, he's a strange man. These tensions have gotten worse under Trump 2.0. A little splash of TDS. After the president was reelected, left-leaning and queer-focused firearm organizations and classes like the Liberal Gun Club and Pink Pistols told me they were seeing major spikes in interest and attendance in early September, so they went from 5 to 10, or from 10 to 20, right? These tiny, tiny numbers. In early September, media outlets reported that the Justice Department officials were considering a gun ban for trans people. Well, I mean, listen, you're just, you're mentally deficient, so you probably shouldn't be allowed access to a firearm, as we have a trans stabbing coming up. How about that? In response, one trans gun content creator recommend trans Americans who'd be planning to purchase firearms to do so now. Charlie Kirk's death, of course. Republicans have said trans people should be locked in mental institutions. Well, it's not just being locked in well, yes, but the point is to get you help. It's not to just lock you in there as a jail, right? And the jail is for when you commit mass casualty events, although that should also be public execution. But I mean, reopen the mental asylums, all right? They fix a lot of problems.
Kill yourself, faggot.
I didn't say that. Richard. Thank you for pulling it up. Great
It's
timing.
baby hop. It's baby hop.
Whoa, jump scared. Yeah, I mean, but yeah,
It's
this
just
is
a dude. You can tell it's a
trans
dude.
educator Jane Bird, just retarded men, and it's all just LARP. Like, it's carrying, what are these, 30, 45, 70 shells and a bandolier because you think it looks cool.
I mean, it does.
Whatever
I'll
it
give him
is,
that.
it's
It does look
just,
cool.
it's, well, yeah, but it's just that though. That's it, bro. Defend equality, quote unquote. Death to all who stand in the way of freedom for queer people. So again, that's people like me who say that trans women are just retarded men. They're not women. You'll never be a woman. I'm very sorry to tell you that, but you need to seek Christ and seek help rather than, flounder in your own self-delusion. And because of that, you wish me death when I wish you help, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. They say hate, but they don't actually know what hate means or love. Like they don't know what either of those words mean. Like, give me a definition that isn't circular. Well, love is love. Okay, well, I just said not circular, so thanks for failing. I'll give you a definition. Love is willing the good of the other. There you go. There's a definition.
I love
Hate's
this.
the inverse.
I've been getting the tea about how brutality matches are a kink-friendly space. That's all it is. It's kink and fetish stuff, okay? And here we do kink shame. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Get away from here, you disgusting degenerate. All right?
I used to really like the concept of brutality matches.
It's all right. You're gay. It's all right. It's like AK people. You used to like the concept of AKs, and then you met an AK person, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, the stereotypes are definitely true.
Yeah, like a nice, a match that fatigues you and tests your ability to shoot under physical stress. That seems cool because that's closer to an actual gunfight.
I did not realize that
Bunnies
was
what?
Deviant Olam is banging Gun Bunny.
Well, listen. So Bunny's boyfriend, who is married, Holly. So open marriage and wearing married Polly and wearing a pro gun, pro gay, a better way to a shirt is also here. It's just like the wackiest, most degenerate meetup of retards, right? That's literally it. This is your strongest opponent right here. This is the LGBTQ plus IAP map. Their strongest defender right here. Are you?
That guy rides a bike naked at a pride parade. 100%.
He rides a bike. He rides a bike with no seat on it. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, good God.
The one from South Park.
Unicycle, no seat. Yeah. Just Kirk died. It's just all weird, gay, degenerate stuff. That's it. It's just weird, gay, degenerate stuff. Thank you, Wired. Very pro-gun. Totally not just a vehicle to push your destabilization techniques, your disgusting demoralization, your degenerate progressive evil. Yeah, you totally care about guns and rights and stuff like that. I believe you. I do.
Come here. I can't fix you. No one can fix you. You are a broken, subhuman piece of trash. A garbage person.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. You've been on it with the memes, Richard. Slender Man stabber captured following nationwide manhunt. Now this is a transgender individual who may have just gotten out and then cut off their tracker and then is out on the wild. Morgan Gracer was convicted in 2014 of stabbing a classmate and held in psychiatric hospital for 7 years. Not long enough. The nationwide manhunt for Morgan Gazer, the Wisconsin woman, quote unquote, convicted in 2014 Slender Man stabbing, has come to an end. Authorities announced Sunday night. Taken into custody, 10:34. Geyser escaped after she cut off her Department of Corrections monitoring bracelet and fled a Madison group home Saturday night. Madison police announced her escape on social media post on Sunday. Now, this is obviously a very, very sane person that certainly should not just be in a mental institution, Obviously, 7 years wasn't long enough, all right? I mean, murdered a person as well. I get you were a kid when it happened, but...
I think the girl they stabbed lived, if I remember.
Oh, did she actually end up living?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
This whole thing is just sad because, it was very clear that both the young ladies that committed the stabbing were, one of them was very seriously mentally unwell, and I think it's this one. And then the other was kind of a loner, and I don't think either of them had good home lives. It's just genuinely sad.
Oh yeah.
Really sad.
whenever children are involved, all right, you need to be checking up on those parents and some of the family members to see what's been going on. Maybe there's schools as well to see what sort of traumatic event led these children down this rabbit hole, right? So they almost always have something in common, either abuse, physical, mentally, or some sort of a drug problem as well, right? You combine that with maybe some issues from, pregnancy or some other, compounding factors, and almost all of these kids, well, I would say all of them, are victims of abuse. There's no such thing as a trans child, only pedophile parents or pedophile guardians.
Yeah.
Or pedophile teachers.
Or what is it, Munchausen's by proxy or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
You love dressing like a girl. You always loved pink.
Did you listen to my album at all?
No, I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay, I didn't do any of the writing. I just screamed into a microphone. My bandmate
based.
Yeah. My bandmate's the talented. He's all the talent. I can do harsh vocals and that's about it. But our third track is literally like kind of a story of a kid being forced into a situation like that.
That's tragic.
Yeah, it is. It's the only song, despite being no swear words in the album, that one's labeled graphic just because of the content of it.
So that's the problem, right? Is a lot of these people are like, oh, love is love and protect trans kids, and it's like, you mean like continue the abuse of children? Like that's what you actually mean. It's coached in nicety, but it's hiding like the darkest, most evil thing that has happened to our society. Like, for some reason in 1933 there were child brothels in Germany. And then for no reason at all, they just disappeared.
One day for no reason at all.
Why? We don't know what happened. We don't know what cleaned them up. But at some point, they just disappeared. It's very strange. It's very strange. And then for no reason at all,
I'll ask Vintage Warfare about that. He's my history guy. I don't know anything about the mid-century.
There were a couple contributing factors, some events that happened in and around that, yeah.
There was a couple of books there too, I think.
Who wrote the books? Was it Herfield or something like that?
Herzog?
Was that? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, very strange sounding name. I'm sure he was a native of the region. Moonman for 2 says, you want to bang? Somebody clip that. No, bad timing. Bad timing. Oh gosh. Thank you, Moonman. Understand for once. For 5, you're back at it again, man. Relax. Restroom break. Still at work. Would you trust a used PSA dagger or a new P320? I'm actually going to go with a used dagger. Used dagger, simply because 100%. It's still a Glock. And if like a dagger might fail on you, like have malfunctions or parts might break, I don't have any hesitancy that it's going to shoot me.
Yeah, the dagger, if it fails, it's going to not shoot when you might need it to.
Well, right, but you can replace parts on a dagger. Right. Like I can't replace enough parts on a P320 to where I'm not afraid that it's going to shoot me. In fact, the more parts I replace, it might get worse for all I know, right?
Yeah, because it's starting to...
Hot take, I'd rather have a used dagger than a new dagger.
Can you justify that?
Yeah, the used dagger at least runs.
Well, how do you know that?
Because
if it's
used.
Being sold, but if it's being sold, perhaps it's being sold because it was not very well run.
Well, then it's not used.
Of course it would be. If somebody shot it, put 2 magazines through it, had 2 failures, he's like, I don't want it. I'll sell it for $200. That would still qualify as used, right?
Yeah, I'd still prefer that versus the running the gamble of may or may not even fire at all.
See, because sometimes it's like, why is the gun on the used market? Right. So if you see some of these cheap guns on the used market for like almost no money, it's like, is that guy just desperate for cash, or does it have issues and he doesn't want to deal with it?
Right? How many bodies are on it?
Well, yeah. Who did he steal it from? That's what I need to know. Yeah, but that's what I would go with. Thank you, understand for once. 94 Top 5 says the the noses think they can lawyer even God. Further evidence, never trust them. Yeah, I mean, when it's kind of like Mormons and soaking, All right.
Oh, good
It's
God.
like we're not actually having intercourse, okay? Because there's another person involved. Someone better. It's like, guys, come on. We're this is like, you can't seriously think this is real, right?
I'm telling you, divine command theory is a mistake.
Further evidence to never trust them. Now, I don't know this 6.
Oh, I get it.
6 million wasn't everyone. 6 million wasn't even what I think the first two are 6 million, but I don't know what the last two are. 6 million wasn't everyone. 6 million was enough. 6 million wasn't enough. Maybe that's what he means. Maybe that's what it means. I haven't seen that before, but I'm just speculating here. I don't know what he means by it, or I don't want to put that on.
Oh boy.
Moving on, Moonman for 10 says, I often go out of my way to call metric calibers in the correct unit of measure. Big fan of 32 Mauser ammo, for example. Also, 30 Soviet is wonderful for barrier penetration. Example, Crown Vic doors. Fair enough, Moonman.
Is that 30th Soviet rimmed or 30 Soviet short?
Yeah, come on, man. Bro, I got to be specific here, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you for the 10, Moonman.
There's technically 3 because there's also 30 Soviet, the handgun one.
You know, that mustache and your
30 Soviet
knowledge of
Tucker.
Soviet firearms are throwing up some red flags. I'm just saying. Somebody check his hard drive. Richard, get his hard drive now. Huge ass for 5 says, can we convert these heathen commie units to something more American? How many burgers per football field is this? Yes. I do need to get that clip of the rah, what the F is a kilometer? Every time somebody says something in millimeters. Moonmat for 2 says, Yuki enjoyers do not get to join the Slavaboo club. Well, I'm sorry, man. If you're in the Slavaboo crowd, you guys got some weirdos in there, all right? With some strange men. Strange bedfellows, literally. Or strange bed puppies, strange bed dog. I don't know. Chud for 2 says, F2000. That's that. Somebody got too deep into oxide. Let me tell you. Chud McGill for 2 says, for 2,000 mogs, all other weapon systems, I don't own one. True. Based speculation.
I appreciate this take on the grounds that it's different and that makes it interesting.
It's like on Twitter, you see a marble statue account and they're like, top 10 most healthy nations. Number 1, India. And it's like, really? Where are you from? Let me do a little search here. Todd Dogs for 2 says AR-15 snobbery is kind of boomerish. AKs, eggnog, and 88. Oh, it's 2 strikes against you, good sir. 2 out of 3, bro. You're teetering on that line. I mean, I'm just saying the AR-15 is superior. Like, we don't need to pretend. You can like the AK. You can have fun with an AK. I have fun shooting my AK.
I don't know what eggnog has to do with mid-century field artillery, but okay.
New Backroom for 2 says tea in the morning, coffee with cream, honey at night. All right. We got a certified traditional man here, other than the coffee with cream. Although, listen, if people like their drinks to taste sweet, like I drink fruity energy drinks, okay? So I can't really complain about somebody liking their coffee sweeter than black.
You enjoy that fruity bang in your mouth?
Gosh, fucking dude.
Gosh dang it. That was, get rid of this guy. He's fired. Your Tito Bear pedo thing is not helping either.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Would you say that the Tito pedo pair? The Tito pedo pair. There you go. The Tito pedo pair bear. That's the one. That's definitely not a tongue twister.
Yeah, that's a nightmare to say. Jeez.
Moonman for 5 says Todd as well as hounds. I wouldn't say it's boomerish. It's just like someone telling you that buying a Honda Civic is the only option. Well, there's lots of guns on the market, okay? And, you know, one of them happens to be like the Rolls Royce, being the AR-15, and the other one happens to be like, I don't know, Dodge Challenger, Chrysler 300, you know?
I'm trying to remember that little Yugoslavian term.
Oh, yeah. Ford Pinto, you know, so there's some other, that's the high point. The high point's the Ford Pinto.
Yeah, Yugo.
Just the Yugo.
The only problem is my AK is a Yugo. Literally.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The funny part is they were both made by Zastava. The car and the AK were both made by Zastava.
That's funny. They're coming out of the same factory. One is revered for its reliability, and the other one's a car. Huge Ass for 2 says, what if it's just her own husband trolling her? Oh, talking about Candace? Candy's nuts. No, I'm just kidding.
I could see it.
The Candace Owens clip is so cringy. I thought it was AI. Nope, it's quite real. I don't even know the context.
You don't get to ask those questions.
Thank you, baseball. Lightsport for 2 says, our pavement ape queen finally lost it. It's going off the deep end a little bit. He's got some takes. Right? You know, I wish her the best. Maybe there should be a spot in the insane asylum next to some of these other individuals for her, but, you know, maybe she just needs to get off the internet for a minute, all right? Spend some time with your husband, make some babies, and just, you know, have a good time. What did Nick say? Nick said something about it that was really funny. Like, your husband's not doing it. I'm going to have to spank you. Get over here, Candace. Time for your spanking.
Just wish she wasn't so crass. Jeez.
Yeah, she's... Moonman for 5 says, the M16 is the best service rifle ever made. However, ARs are cheap, so they are the by default. Wait, so yeah, sentence structuring here, Moonman. I'm retarded, and I mean, this is difficult. So they are by default the worst because these people can afford them. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I hate it because you poors can afford it. That's why I only have a HK MR556A4. Okay.
I low key do want an A4. I kind of dig it,
Well,
although the
it's
trigger's
like-
really lame.
I like a lot. I would like in concept to own a lot of these firearms and shoot a lot of these firearms, but I realize they're essentially flavors of the same thing, you know? Moonman for 2 says, dude just picked the debuff class in Elden Ring. Yeah, with... Dude, what was that sentence again?
I don't even
Wild
want
sentence. No, I
Ollie.
gotta scroll back through again.
Oh, miserable. Why would you do this?
So one of them, a 22-year-old YouTuber goes by Gun Bunny, is a Russian Jew who is polypansexual and has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a disability that makes your joint hurt, alongside autism, ADHD. The other one is a indigenous Mexican Slovak Jew who is trans and chronically disabled. Pick your poison, I guess, dude. Yeah. Wacky class stacking there. Taking the worst of both worlds, bro.
I'm so glad my dad loved me. And that I'm just normal.
Yeah, right. I'm so glad I have a relationship with my father. Nox Spectre for 2 says, polypansexual accepts Glock branded horse coon. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Appreciate that, Nox. New Bachelor for 2 says, kind of stupid. How do I leave the proving grounds? Well, you answer the question correctly. That's how you leave the proving grounds. Like, listen, like, I know some of you guys out there are a little dense, but if you can't figure out that the question I think is 4, like obviously it's obviously 4, right? If you can't figure that out, then maybe you're not Discord material. Maybe you're not Discord kitten material, all right? Huge Ass for 5 says, even with my spine being compressed and losing a ½ inch of height, I still tower over the manlet known as Carl Cuxarda. Yeah, I wonder if he's like 6 foot or like Garand Thumb 6 foot, which means like 5'9.5". I don't know. Thank you, Huge Ass.
I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
Nobody
I'm
thinks I'm
5'5".
lying.
I'm 5'5". It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just keep lowering my height.
There
Chud
you go.
McGill for 2 says, if you say the hard R to them IRL, they turn to dust. No, it actually turns on the ape switch. Like when you say that to them, there's a little switch on the back and it just flips to the on position and they just start screaming at you. Thank you, Chud.
Did you see the guy who got arrested for saying that one of them is chimping out?
Yeah, there was an arrest because there was some sort of they alleged brandishing. So I think it's Chud Builder, I want to say is his name, and he's gone mega viral for doing this. Good on him, very base, but he has to fight this legally and he has to win. So he's got to be careful. So they're alleging brandishing because he did tell them he had a gun on him. Because they were like getting aggressive towards him and he was like, hey, you want to catch this or something like that? And he didn't grab his gun, but I think he motioned or mentioned that he had it. So there could be some risky legal grounds there because again, if he felt threatened, if he felt his life was threatened, he should have drawn his gun. If he didn't feel his life was threatened, then you can't brandish, something like that. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I wish him the best. All right. Good luck out there, Chud Builder. Paulie B for 50 says the $50 is also insanely. The great irony of full-blown FTM or MTF trans people is that they can only and explicitly exist by the dint of the very capitalist system they purport to critique. There is no better capitalist than a communist. All right. It's like Hassan Piker has done so well in a system that he hates, and he's so good at manipulating it, right?
What a What a fantastic. I need to text my bandmate because transmogrified by surgeons. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
I was
poetry.
like, these people can literally only exist in a capitalist society that has the extra money to allow this sort of behavior, right? And in the weakened political goodwill of a society that, again, tolerates this type of behavior. No other society outside of Western society would really tolerate this behavior, okay? So you live in a little bubble and you want to pop the bubble. Good luck with that.
Supporting
Friendly
shrooms
reminder
is
that
literally
Karl
just like a wealthy thing. Like it's just a hobby for wealthy people to be like to show off to their friends, like, oh look, I support trans rights.
Yeah, it's an oppression card.
It's just all it is.
It's an oppression buff. It's a fetish.
Yeah, it's
I think you are right. A lot of this stems from trauma, abuse, porn addiction, combo with drug addiction, all four of those things together, and that's what you get. And then you add tolerance, of course, on top of that. Transmogrified by surgeons. Transmogrified? Isn't that a Calvin and Hobbes? Transmogrified? Transmogrified?
No, transmogrified is a real word.
Okay. Transmogrified by surgeons, pumped full of endocrinology. Oh my gosh.
Endocrinological. Jeez, that is a hard word to say.
Endocrinological supplements for life, fake and gay. Dude, yeah. You're big pharma's best seller, baby. You're gonna be in the medical system for years. You can never stop the checkups, the post-ops, everything else like that for the rest of your lives. Thank you for participating in this system. That'll be $2.5 million throughout the course of your life, or many millions of dollars throughout the course of your life. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're basically a medical experiment on that point. They're like, yeah, we'll do it for money. Heck yeah. You'll pay us forever.
Enjoy
The
your
insurance company
dilation
will pay us.
pool.
Yeah. Shove some mustard up there to feel like a real woman or something. Thank you, Paulie B. That is disgusting, but yes, I agree. Moonnet for 5 says punk rock has always been a psyop based. The moment they make money, they are fake. Negative XP and Sar Bamba are the only punk rock artists that are real. It's like Rage Against the Machine requiring COVID vaccines to show up to your concert. Or like Green Day is a lot of the same. It's like they're quote unquote punk rock, and then they're like, they support the restriction of human rights, travel restrictions. Not for them, of course. They fly everywhere in private jets while berating the average person about their climate impact. All right, buddy. All right.
Fuck you. I won't do what you tell, or I won't do what you tell me. More like, fuck you. I do what they tell me.
Bastian Cash for 5 says, it just got back from watching Everybody Loves Raymond 30th anniversary. What did I miss? Man, there's a lot to there's a lot. Well, it says 30th anniversary, so it's got to be like a rerun or something, right? Bastian, man, we went through a lot. Gun stuff. You got Praetorian. You got the new Scar. You got the new Ruger chassis. You got Oxide is a gay trans. No, not trans, but he's a gay furry. So any money, whatever. Yeah, Sigcident happened again. We covered that in detail for a while, and yeah, new Russian rounds. Candace Owens going off the deep end. Nothing out of the ordinary. Pretty normal for a Monday night. Thank you, Bastian. Moonman for another 5 says, remember when just being a cross-dresser was like the weird thing you did in private, and you were just Steve in your day-to-day? Well, but that's like how it stems, though, right? Because this, I think that's what it all stems from, is essentially a fetish. It's a kink. It is something strange and deviant, and it's deviant, and it's strange, and it's out of the normal. And if other people found out, they would have stigma against you. They would have shame against you. And that's how like a normal functioning society would work. These things are wrong and degenerate, and so you keep them secret. Right. But now it's become so tolerated and so allowed that these people are allowed to literally parade out in public, and it kind of spreads. Right. It's like a mimetic STD effect almost. Yeah. Almost. Literally and metaphorically. Right. You have a spread of these STDs. It has a mimetic effect. Right. You've allowed this stuff into the public conscious. You've allowed it to be pushed, to be propagandized, pushed by the pharmaceutical industry, pushed by left-wing progressives, pushed by all of these entities that wish to destabilize and demoralize the population. And here we are, civil unrest is at the highest, political polarization is at the highest, and guess what, homies? If it ever comes push to shove, you are on the losing side, and I will make sure to it. But just know, Just know that I told you to stop every step of the way and you continued. All right. So when it comes down to it, I will feel bad, but I will still do it. Thank you, Moonman. Appreciate that. Lightsport for 2 says, did Mr. Thumb lick Tactical's chocolate star? Things I don't want to know for 500, Alex.
I'll be charitable to Mr. Thumb. He likes actual women. He just likes a lot of them.
I really want to see it.
Ah, damn. Moonman for 5 says these people simply don't appreciate that hate is love with teeth. Love without hate is a watchword of, well, these people. Well, so like
that's kind of nonsensical. I'm sorry. I don't
know. I think I know what you mean. So love, for instance, if I love my child, do I allow them to walk into oncoming traffic? No, I physically, some cases violently, stop them from doing things that would hurt them. But if you're like, you know what, honey, you're a big, strong, independent woman, you 3-year-old daughter, and you're going to go make your own life decisions, and just know that I love and support you every step of the way. Honk. Right? It's like, no, that's not loving. And that's exactly what you're doing with your friends and your family when you say, you know what? I just support you. I love you. And, you just be you. You be your truth. You experience your truth. You live your truth. And you just live your life to the fullest. All right? Instead of being like, maybe you're just depressed. Maybe you need help. Maybe you should talk to a priest or a pastor or a therapist or somebody who can actually help you rather than going down this destructive path. If somebody actually stood up for them in their life, even when it was difficult, being a real friend, right? Showing them actual love, which does, I think what it means there, love does have teeth. Love has to actually,
that's fair.
Love is not just saying yes. Saying yes to a drug addict, enabling a drug addict is not helping them.
Oh, I thought he was saying love means you need to cover your teeth. Like,
what?
That's great.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that. Like maybe you're using too much teeth or whatever. Lightsport for 2 says, can we play the Robot Chicken Slenderman clip? I don't want to get copyright struck by Robot Chicken Slenderman clip. I'm not actually even sure which one that is. But if Richard wants to find it in the meantime, I can probably...
Central will rape us.
Yeah, Trout KC2XR for 2 says nothing, and then he follows up for another 2 because he forgot to actually type it. He just sent money the first time, which, hey, thanks, bro. Og A3M2 greater than all ARs. Fight me, liberal.
Okay, I love the Shire AUG. It's my favorite platform. It's not better than the AR. It's really good. It's a really good system.
Okay, so let's just do a little thought exercise. Which one clears a double feed faster, an AR or an AUG?
Oh, the AR.
Which one's lighter, an AR or an AUG?
Okay, that depends.
Standard AR, just standard 16-inch AR versus standard 16-inch AUG.
I think they're close to the same at that point.
Pretty close. All right. Which one has a better mil-spec trigger?
Oh, the AR.
Yeah.
Well,
which one's more accurate? Are they both about as accurate? What's an AUG? Is an AUG particularly accurate?
I get about just under 2 MOA with 55 grain ball.
So it's probably similar, right?
Yeah,
How many ARs
listen,
did you
listen,
buy
guys.
for your
The
AUG?
AUG is certainly a competent weapon. The AUG is certainly a competent weapon. It has performed well in military trials in the past. There is no argument that it's not that. But when you say it's better, I think what most people are saying better and worse, it's just preference, right? You prefer the AUG, which is fine.
I love it to death. It's my gun.
Yeah.
Well, there is one more question to ask. Which one was better in
Australian?
Well, in Australian service, the AUG performed like surprisingly well in their trials. If you look it up, because James Reeves has actually done videos on the Australian trials for the AUG versus the AR. And at least in their testing, it way beat out the AR, which has not been everybody else's testing, but it was in there. So they went with it, which is, again, I don't doubt that it's a capable weapon system.
It's a great system. I love it.
Why would I?
love it.
What did the Aussies do to test it? Just smear Vegemite all over it, or
Vegemite and sand, which again, I think is just one of the ingredients of Vegemite, anyways.
That's just breakfast.
Their breakfast, like that's an old Dugan. They're just shoving sandwiches inside of an AK and an AR, and it's still running. Right? He's like, AK passes the sandwich test. Bastion Cash for 2 says naming your cheap handgun Hellcat is interesting. They know the target market. Okay. Ambright Boy for 2 says follow the rules. Renan will pee slap you. Renan loves pee slapping people.
Wait, hold on, pause.
Maybe you should.
Why?
Maybe you should. Maybe we should look into his laptop. Moonlight for 5 says we can't groom you if you don't figure out the Discord question. True. Listen. Get into the honeypot already, guys. Some of you guys are too dumb to get your own personal M4
I
handler.
work for the FBI. I am a federal informant.
If you want the DDM4 and help writing the manifesto, figure it out. Yeah, we have our group manifesto writing at 11 o'clock. Hurry up. Thank you, Moonman.
We've already groomed Logan successfully. He used to be a sweet and innocent pure boy.
Dude, we also removed a part of his brain. Wasn't that wacky?
Wait, what?
We lobotomized him.
That's
Yeah. 41% chance they won't pay for over a year. You know, a lot of their medical prescriptions just go unpicked up. Ridiculous for 5. And see, that's the thing. Jokes aside, I wish to not have them have that fate by deterring them before they get to that point, right? But you can call me hateful and a bigot, but I would prefer you didn't kill yourself.
I don't much like the tone of your voice.
That's not what I was saying, Richard. That is also a way to prevent them. Listen, you're not going to kill yourself. I'm going to kill you. Ridiculous for 5 says universal AUG malfunction clearing procedure. Remove barrel, replace barrel. Wow. Yeah, just secondary barrel. Go. That's actually hilarious. Dude, yeah, pull out the barrel, shake it a little bit, shove it back in there.
Yeah, you pull it out just a bit, and then you just slam it back in as hard as you can, and that'll clear double feed. The only problem is these days, gosh, dang it. Take it, Richard.
Speaking of gay, Mini 14 supremacy. You know what? Nothing Fancy would actually agree with you.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like the Mini 14. I wish the Archangel chassis or the like EBR chassis for it were still on the market.
Okay. Mini 14 in a bullpup chassis versus an AUG. What wins?
Mini 14.
Okay, Richard. Good luck with that one. Over on Ko-Fi. Sorry, I'm trying to get through all these before we talk about people trying to invade and rape people in Haiti with homeless people. Ridiculous says, do you think the slide interchangeable with Gen 5 and Gen V can be restored if you file off the O-block switchy on denialators? O-block switchy on denialators. That's good. I don't want to support them, but man, that G45 Compt is probably a sweet shooter. Yeah, I want one of their ported guns. I don't want to spend $750 on what should just be a slide and barrel combo. So, probably, but I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure, bro. I mean, with enough O-block ingenuity, I think you could probably get it done. Ridiculous again says it's not the AK community, it's the Milbro community. InRange's Discord, well, what did you think? It's InRange's Discord is full of brovet furry NAFO types that banned me for being a Rushaboo. That's fair, you know. Although we've seen some degenerate thing on the Rushaboo side as well. There is a Slava Ukraina leftist progressive in-range type vein through all of this, a long veiny vein that goes through this community, right? You know what I'm saying? Sephardic Psycho for 10 on Ko-Fi says deport all troons to the morgue. Yuck, these people are effed. I'm tired of looking at them, John. Stop. Sorry, I apologize. The Last Bean for $10 on Ko-Fi says I have the analysis paralysis. I need a big, strong, not tall gun tuber. Hey, not tall, you say, huh? To help my purchase decisions. RMR or EPS on my new Gen 5 G19. The Last Bean, the EPS is far better than the Trijicon RMR, and I would recommend it 10 out of 10 times over the RMR. And guess what? You can get a case and a half of 9mm for the difference in price. And if you ask me nicely, I can get you a pretty damn good discount on an EPS. So, I mean, you just send me an email. I can save you some money. Last Bean again says, lastly, is there a trigger to make my Gen 5 19 as good as a PDP Pro trigger? TIA, Christ is King. Thank you very much for that. So there is, and it is the what is it? The Ace Tactical trigger? Because it's the one that they figured out is not drop safe, but then they came out with a new version of it. Like according to like Ben Stager and some of these other guys, like it puts it in the realm of 2011s and like really high performance striker fire triggers. So what's the name of that trigger? We looked at it. The Trigger Tech 8? Is that it? I think it is. Yes, the Trigger Tech Ace. So the last bean, if you're listening, the Trigger Tech Ace will put a Glock into contention with the best striker fired guns out there and into some 2011 style territory. So make sure you get a new one. Don't buy one on the used market. Get a new one, and it'll be drop safe and actually work. So, and then over for $25 on Ko-Fi, that is incredibly generous.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
That was probably Oxide after finding out all that information leaked. Anyone else shoot cheap/shady AKs for the excitement? Not for the shooting experience, just the chance that it's a little too far out of headspace and something exciting might happen for once. Just me? Bro, that sounds like depressed shooting. That sounds like you're trying to catch a OOB, you know what I'm saying?
Brother, are you okay?
You can do the same thing if you... Okay, so you take 10 AR-15 magazines. You load in one 300 blackout round in one of them. Okay, they're all the same type, all look the same. You go to the range and you only shoot 8 of them. All right? So it's not guaranteed, but there's a chance. Chance for something to happen, exciting to happen. It's the real Russian roulette right there. Try that one with your friends. And then, oh yeah, and every person has to shoot a different magazine. How about that? Yeah. You guys like that idea? It's a fun game to play with friends. By the way, always go first.
It's a safe and legal hobby.
Like, listen, the government doesn't want you to know this, but you can blow up your AR-15. They can't stop you.
It's free. I've blown up 416 AR-15s.
Yeah, I just drop a 300 blackout in my friend's AR magazines. It works every time. Instant entertainment.
I'm just gonna do it with the CZ Bren 2 instead. I think I'll be okay.
Ooh. Well, is that the one that can take an OOB? Yeah, because they're designed to do that,
Yeah.
or an overcharge or a stuffed barrel.
Yeah, the Bren 2, it's kind of crazy because like the Bren
Who's
2
up
is already
stuffing they
overbuilt.
barrels right now?
And then CZ was like, what if we overbuilt this more?
Well, didn't the UMP do that as well? The UMP 40 or 45? Because I think
I would imagine
Mr. Guns and Gear did that, where he took a 9mm suppressor, he put it on their 45, and then he did a magazine of full auto through it, and it just ran. It punched out the suppressor, and it just kept going. It did not care.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know how to explain this story to you, gentlemen. You've been staring at the headline for a minute. U.S. men indicted for alleged coup plot to kill and rape people on Haitian island. Texans plan to utilize unhoused people. Can they stop, Guardian? I know you're gay, okay, but just call them homeless people.
Transients, hobos.
Texans plan to utilize homeless people to take over Gonave and fulfill fantasies, the Justice Department says. Oh, are you going to make me? Do not. Okay. Oh, thank you. I was upset. Somebody has to have the actual picture of this guy. So the Department of Justice has alleged that 2 Texas men plotted a murderous coup d'etat on the island of Gonave, the largest in Haiti, for the purposes of carrying out their rape fantasies. All right. 2 men, 21-year-old Gavin Rivers, Weisenberg, you say, and 20-year-old Tanner Christopher Thomas have been accused of plotting to take the island by force, utilizing the homeless population of Washington, D.C., then killing all the men on the island and using the women and children as sex slaves, according to an announcement by the U.S. Attorney Office of the Eastern District of Texas on Thursday.
There's
It's not
no
clear
way
what
these dudes are serious.
I
This
don't
had to
know.
have just been
One
the
of these
jokes
guys.
of the
One of
group
these
chat
guys is
daily.
in the. Let me see if I can find it.
I've seen the pictures. They're wild.
No, but I gotta actually find it. It's on the Discord somewhere. It's not on Focus. Let's see. Live submissions. Somewhere on here. No, where is it? I saw the woman getting beaten up by the guy who wanted to die. That was tragic. Did I? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, these guys can't be right in the head.
Did you find the article? Because somebody posted the picture of these guys. Because
Yeah,
they look like relatively normal people, but I can't find the actual article of them. I'll have to let me search another article real fast. Let me see. Search Guardian, Euronews, Texas Men. Here we go. Here we go. Fox has it. Thank you, Fox. So Gavin Weisenberg and Tanner Thomas. All right, just it's so wacky that 21-year-old men, they got to a stage in planning of using the Washington D.C. homeless population, which is funny and in a way kind of based to give the population, the homeless people a job. You know, that job. I mean, listen, the Russian military is doing the same thing. Okay, they're taking their homeless population and sending them to the Western Front. So why can't we send our homeless population in DC to go take over an island in Haiti? Right?
Might as well.
Seems fair. 2 North Texas men have been indicted for plotting to invade Haitian Island, kill its men, and enslave the women and children. Gavin Weisenberg and Tanner Thomas face charges of conspiracy to murder abroad and producing CP gas chambers, or electric chair or gallows. Yeah, anything like that's fine. Federal. These guys plan this too. This is wild. Federal investigators say the pair trained for nearly a year. Both face up to life in prison if convicted. How do you find somebody that has like a similar idea to you? How do these groups form where you're like, listen, bro, have you ever thought about like enslaving a Haitian island and murdering all its men and keeping the women and children for ourselves? And then the other guy's not only like, yeah, that's a good idea, but it's like, yeah, I think we can actually do this. What if we utilize the homeless population of Washington, D.C. as our invasion force? We fed them a lot of meth and we just let them go, right? So
I feel like they were doing meth themselves.
There's probably some substances involved. Gavin Rivers Weisenberg, 21 of Allen, and Tanner Christopher Thomas, of 20 of Argyle, have been indicted by a grand jury on counts of conspiracy to murder, maim, kidnap in a foreign country, and production of CP. The charges were given for the pair's extensive plans to travel to Ganave Island, which is part of the Republic of Haiti, to attempt a coup d'etat, the documents say. Weisenberg and Thomas prepared from August 2024 to July 2025 to execute their plans, in which they allegedly intended to buy a boat, sail to Ganave Island, kill every man on the island, overtake it by force, and take the women and children as sex slaves. So the population has about 87,000 people. No idea how they decided to do that. So on August 5th, 2024, Weisenberg enrolled at the North Texas Fire Academy in Rockwell. This was allegedly an effort to gain training and useful skills for their plot. Thomas enlisted in the U.S. Air Force. All right. The document says he intended to use his military training for the planned overthrow of the island. So think about going through boot camp, going through all of these different things the entire time. Well, I guess this is what Chinese spies do as well, right? But the entire time you're like, I cannot wait to become the dictator of a small island in Haiti. On February 8th, Weisenberg failed out of fire training. On February 20th, Weisenberg bought tickets to Thailand to do some things, I'm sure, and at least partially to enroll in a sailing course to prepare for getting to Ganave Island. The indictment says that once he got to Thailand, he never enrolled due to the cost of the course. So he got to Thailand and was like, I don't have the money for this. On March 14th, Thomas managed to change his Air Force assignment from a base in Germany to one in Maryland. The indictment says this was both to stay in the U.S. to continue planning the coup and to attempt to recruit homeless people from the Washington, D.C. area.
It's just the zaniest story.
The suspect
Dude, let's get like into the military so we can train, and then we'll grab like 100 homeless dudes. What?
You know, I'll give them an A for like grandiose plans. All right, few people can dream this big. You know, we live in a day and age where people don't maximize their potential, where they don't dream big, where they don't reach for the stars. And these guys, Well, they may not have reached for a star. They might have reached for a small island off the coast of Haiti, but
I think they reached for their DMT.
whatever they're on.
DMT's
They're
a
also
little rich for their blood, I think. Unless
so
they're trust
suspects.
fund kids.
Recruit others. Weisenberg and Thomas are also accused of coercing a minor to engage in sex acts on camera on August 31st, 2024. Genius. Weisenberg was also arrested on July 3rd, 2025 on those charges. No arrest date for Thomas is publicly available, though it does look like he is arrested. So I encourage this is from their attorney, statement from their attorney, which is, dude, being these guys' attorney, take the check and run, bro. Like, I encourage everyone to hold their horses and stay tuned. An indictment is simply an allegation. And while there is some truth to the allegations, I believe that it will become clear what actually did not, and could not have happened. If your initial response to the government's press release was, "That sounds crazy, impossible, and absurd," you might be onto something. Reserve judgment and don't buy into the hype, at least not yet, David Finn said. Thomas's attorney said he will be defending the case vigorously, vigorous defense, and his client will be entering a plea of not guilty on Monday. You know, it's a very possible life in prison. Well, listen, the rest of it's just wacky window dressing, right? If they actually were in possession of CP, which they were from soliciting sex acts from an underage girl and then filming it on camera, the rest of it's kind of irrelevant. The rest of it's very funny, right? Taking over an island in Haiti to exploit the female and child population. Awkward, wacky, but you know, that's more preposterous. So it's easy to believe that the rest of that stuff was kind of an inside joke, and maybe there were some like plans to do something there, but not actually like serious, unless they are actually like drug-addled retards that think that they can do this. It's like the owl warriors in when in the Aztecs' last battle against the Spaniards. Have you heard about this?
Didn't they like get high on something and then run out thinking they're invincible and just get gunned down?
Yeah, so they said that they were going to summon their owl god to defeat the Spanish. But they were hesitant to do it, which is why they did it at the very last battle, basically at the end of their empire, because they felt that when they did this, when they summoned the owl god, that it would destroy everyone and everything, but they didn't care because they were about to lose. So what the owl god ended up being was one Indian one Aztec in a owl-like outfit, high on whatever they could give him, and he ran out there and died, and then the Aztec Empire fell. So it was literally just one guy in an owl suit. That was their summoning of the owl god, was one guy in an owl suit on as much drugs as they could possibly put in him, and he ran out there to attack the Spaniards and died.
I low-key respect that faith. You know, like
warriors to the end. All right, I'll give them credit on their warrior spirit.
Well, even just like their religion, like most people who claim to be religious don't have that much faith to be like, hey, this is literally gonna cause the end of the world. Now go get them, Tiger.
Well, it's like that, you know, that meme where it's Jon Snow, Game of Thrones, Last Stand. He's like, okay, the hordes are coming at him, and he's gonna like die fighting, right? It's that, but instead it's just a methed out Aztec running at these people. And for the Spanish lines, they're like, what is this guy? And one person shoots him, you know, and it's like, oh, that was it? Damn.
So there's a modern version of that. It was a guy in Africa. I can't remember his actual name, but they called him General Butt Naked.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
Oh, okay.
Count Dankula's video on him.
Okay, you say modern version of that as if the Africans now aren't just as advanced as the Aztecs back then.
Yeah. You'd have to look into the story. It's
actually no. I'm not even going to insult Aztecs like that. Aztecs were far more advanced than Africans. They built multi-story buildings, and they had the wheel and agriculture, and they had an empire. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but they weren't processing cocaine and methamphetamine.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of gold, allegedly, though.
The Africans?
No, the Aztecs. Aztecs.
Oh,
well, there was that one.
Have you seen
there was
them
that one
smile?
African king that like flooded the economy with gold. Mansa Musa, I think. He was a Malian king.
That sounds right. So
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. Yeah.
Have you ever been feasted by an African king? It'll be me.
God damn it.
Ooh, all right. Thank
Perfectly
you. That is good timing. All right. yeah, and his mud mansion. Zanico, what did I miss? Nothing. We haven't even talked yet. We haven't even gotten into the show yet. We've just
That
been
stream's
sitting here
just
laughing
starting.
for 3 hours. All right. Moonman for 5 says nothing says anarchist progressive furry quite like supporting NATO and the Zog machine. Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, I just want my side of the political power to win, okay? It's, all right. Sure, bro. Emright Boy for 2 says, I sent you an email because your inbox be crazy. Yes, you sent it to my other email, which is good because that email is much less crazy. So I did see it. I will answer it. I just haven't yet. But I did see that you sent me one. Thank you, Emright Boy. Lightsport for 2 says, God forbid these men have hobbies. I mean, some people's hobbies are more valid than others, all right? Baseball Kid for 2 says, thoughts on the G26X? I like a lot. Think about pulling the trigger. I really like the concept. I think the grip is good. I love the 26 as is, and it fits my hands with the 12 round extension. So if you put a 19 size grip on there, why not? Even better. And yeah, it's a really good frame too. So yeah, I like the 26X.
Is that what that is? It's
26 slide. So
Okay.
3.2 inch slide, 3.2 inch barrel with the 19 frame.
Yeah,
That's
seems
the
fine.
26X. Yeah.
I want somebody to get a 26X and just put a 26L slide on it. It needs to happen.
So it's a mini 47 because then it's the 19 frame and the 26 dust cover with a 19 slide. Moonman for 5 says, this just sounds like Chuds. I will let you pick which one. Idea of a good time. Honestly, if I worked for the CIA, I would make this happen. Let's be real here. I don't know if these people really deserve their islands. I mean, they're killing each other over there right now. Mr. Prince is going over there to do some droning and clear out the capital. So sounds like a good time. Chuck McGill for 2 says, a man can't live out his blood meridian fantasy. Shaking my head. Honestly, if you did want to do that sort of thing, though, there are places in Africa that would be easier than here. Probably pretty successful in some places.
Honestly, your biggest threat trying to do anything like a takeover of Haiti or any spot in Africa is Western governments going, "Hey, stop that."
Oh,
yeah, really? Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. Moonman for 2 says, why can't my tax dollars fund this kind of thing? Well, hey, listen, it's super cringe, and the CP and the other stuff, like putting all that aside, okay? Like arming the homeless population and using them for warfare. Like think about during their crusades, they would take poor people, beggars, people who had criminal histories and stuff, and they would promise them salvation, freedom for participating in the crusades. We need to do the same thing, just with problematic islands and countries, and be like, listen, you're going to fight over here and help us do some stuff that won't exactly be on the books. And you'll get a house when it's all said and done if you survive. Thank you, Moonman.
Yeah.
You'll no longer be unhoused. Base Camp for 5 says, I'm going to Haiti for work in a week, and I need you to know that this is unrelated. Well, I hope you have a great time over there. I mean, I've never been, but I know a lot of people that have done charity and missionary work over in Haiti. So that's probably more in line with what's going on over there right now. Hopefully not the whole killing and raping type stuff.
You can do a lot of charity and missionary work in Haiti. I mean, it's amazing what you can get done down there with 10 cents.
Last time I was at TPUSA's America Fest here in Phoenix, there was an organization that did security work for missionaries in Haiti.
Nice.
Yeah.
Moonman for 2 says, Hook 88 is correct. SF literally does this. Oh yeah, like the isn't that the whole it's the Berets job, right? The Green Berets job is to train up the civilian populace of their neighboring countries. So taking these people that are maybe displaced and need something to do and being like, hey, guess what? You're gonna be our insurgents now. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. You've been promoted to insurgent.
This is what the Green Berets do.
Bryce Kimball for 2 says, still use vector optics? ? UNC does make me want. Vector Optics makes some really good stuff. I do still use them. I actually, on my Glock 17, that's my carry gun, I have a Vector Optics red dot on it. I think they make decent stuff. They're an OEM for a lot of the other guys on the market. Their 3 and 4X prisms, pretty good for the money. Their Continental line of scopes, pretty good for the money. So, and C-Does just did a video on their 1 to 10, which I did a video on like 2 years ago, bro. So he's finally catching up. And yeah, spoiler alert, it's decent scope. Thank you, Bryce.
I wish their 4X could take just like Holosun K pattern instead of true RMS.
No, so you have to file off which is what I did. So you just file off the back post. So you can make it fit, but it isn't.
I know. Yeah, it's like extra work, and like I don't want to overfile and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Well, it's just aluminum. So if you go too far, it's literally just aluminum underneath. You have a long ways before you get to anything important. Kazama no Mishima for 2. Is that an anime thing?
That's Japanese. It is mimicking the sound of Japanese. I cannot confirm
Kazama no
is.
Mishima for 2 says new Epstein Island Redux. Yeah. Epstein Island 2.0. Kind of cringe.
I like the Clinton Island.
Missionary. Why not doggy? Oh.
Gosh darn it.
What are you talking about? Good thing you ruined it. You ruined it again. All right. Well, it's time for shilling, and it's time to get out of here. Legionary Apparel. Go follow them on X.
Guys.
I will drop their link in chat once again. If you need clothes, kind of based, kind of Romaboo? Is that what you would call them?
LARPer.
Romaboo LARPer.
We're doing a little. We're doing some Romaboo LARPing. We're gonna
not made by people who hate you. Maybe they're getting some cool designs. Hoodies for the wintertime, hats, green, black, red.
So excited for that hat.
Maybe some new colorways coming. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Clothes. Whose note needs those? You sound like my wife. But all right, Shepard. Other than that, what do you got going on?
I have an album. I can give you the link for that one too.
Oh yeah, send me the link to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop it on Discord because it's quick. It is progressive death metal, I guess.
Progressive death metal, is that like gay death metal?
No. It refers to like chord progressions.
Oh, okay. Not politically progressive death metal.
No, this is I could actually get fired for some of the lyrics.
So this is let me pull it up so you guys can see it. So this is your vocals, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Live death metal. There you go. Ethan Powell says, thanks for being the best lo-fi study music a man can have. Well, hey, Ethan, thanks for hanging out. And I hope your studying is going quite well. Let me drop the link to this album. Listen, all right. If that seems like your cup of tea, I can't get copyright struck. It's an independent artist, bro. What are they going to do? They're going to copyright strike
I'm
me?
right here. You have my permission.
Try it, bro. Try it, bro. See what happens. I'll take you to court over this.
Yeah.
My
You can
ears.
use any of this for your streams too. Go for it.
Yeah, but check it out. If you like progressive metal, progressive death metal, you like screaming lyrics, you like some of the other wacky stuff, good lyrics and whatnot. What am I looking at here?
I don't know.
Who did this?
my bandmate Nigel did. Nigel Proctor, one of the most.
It's very
talented
schizo.
kids. Yeah,
This is the I have no ears and I must scream, or I have no mouth and I must scream.
it
guy,
might be.
right? I think so.
I have no idea. He just started like there's yoga pants in there.
The yoga pants, and then there's random cleavage sitting there. It's like,
I don't. He's trying to capture. I think like John Money and Alfred Kinsey are on there too.
Mixbot says for 2 says, I swear to F, my music is better. That's right. Also a metal musician. Mixbot, are you the singer or are you the guitarist? I think you told me before, but I forget which one. But yeah, if you like progressive death metal, check it out, homies.
I won't sing my own praises too much, but Nigel, who did all the music, is genuinely one of the most talented kids out there.
So is it just the two of you? You do do you do the lyrics or the writing, or just he gives you a piece and you're like, just scream it, bro, and you're like, I can do that.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I wish I had more time to like invest more, but I'm so busy. Work full time, run a small business, and vocalist, and an elder at my church.
Should have been a degenerate streamer all the time in the world, bro.
No.
Show up to work 3 days a week. Come on.
I'm working my way that way. Bucky and I are.
Yeah. You also got a new channel coming out next year, this year.
No idea. Whatever.
Vocalist, bassist, guitarist, and drummer. You're one of those sideshow artists where you're doing everything at once. You know, you got like the full instrument pack on your back, and you're like smashing the gongs with your head or something like that. All right, Richard, what do you got going on me?
Well, I've also been making my own lo-fi beats to study to.
Whoa!
I think you guys will like it.
Yeah. Appreciate that. I also linked it in the what clips are you working on tomorrow, Richard? What do you have coming out tomorrow?
So tomorrow I've got the upgraded SIG P320, and if it'll go through the Sons of Liberty Gunworks SOCOM contract video, but I'm waiting on YouTube to approve that one. So it'll most likely just be the SIG upgrades and maybe some Somali pirates faking autism to defraud Medicare.
Oh,
true.
Boy.
Very true. You pissed my cats off. True. Yeah, little jump scare at the end. But to everybody watching, to everybody hanging out, make sure I didn't miss anything on Ko-Fi or Rumble. Thank you to everybody watching, hanging out, super chatting, supporting, or lurking, studying, goofing off at work while listening to the show. It is all greatly appreciated. Check out Shep, check out Legionary Apparel on X. Check out their website, pre-order a t-shirt. Yes, that's right. In 2025, we are pre-ordering t-shirts, and maybe give their music a little bit of a listen. I have some more videos coming out that I'm working on. I've got to write another script today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow at this point in time. But yeah, fun stuff coming. Now you get to enjoy the wonderful world of the Sponge Bip outro. And with all that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.
The geek piping sandy cheeks, patty on the slab at the Krusty Krab flip. So